good.
Oh, it's on?
Yeah.
All right, Shalom. Want to start by saying, call Lord Yahawah, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Contentment. Double honor to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue preaching the truth and all truth sincerity. All right, we're here once again telling our people, the minorities of America and the world, that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. All right, the children of Israel that were delivered in a time of Egypt and in the time of Moses from the Egyptians. All right, that was you that went through the Red Sea. All right, that was you that was in the land of Babylon. That was you that are the Jews. All right, the Jews that are in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And that these other nations are about to be under our domain. All right, because we've been under their domain for a minute, but now it's time the Lord is about to switch it up, and He's waking up His people. All right, and now you have all these prophecies coming to pass more and more and more and more. All right, you got everything going on in the world with the so-called black and white people, that Jacob and Esau in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That they didn't tell us. You know what I'm saying? Now everything's being revealed. Now everything's being revealed. All right, you got something?
I got something.
All right, bring it up.
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 13. It says, therefore, I'm sorry, 12. It says, and as ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk everyone after their imaginations of his evil heart.
And that's what our people are doing right now. When you pray to all these other gods, when you pray to this system, when you put your trust into this system and this government, everything that this system has to offer you, the same system that brought you over here in slavery, the same people, man. What?
I'm going to start at verse 11. 11 is good. Jeremiah 16 and 11. Then shalt thou say, Salaki, verse 10. It says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore has the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our power?
And you know when the Lord pronounced that iniquity against y'all, man, in the time of Egypt and after Egypt, man, and all the way in between up until now. You know what I'm saying? Because He always had His prophets out there telling the people, the Israelites, of their faults, man, of their iniquity, man. That's how the Lord has been telling you from time and time again, man. And our people still not listening. What?
It says, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yahawah, and walked after other gods, and served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me.
And you forsook the Lord, man. And you walking after all these other gods except your true power, man. The true power that can actually help you in your situations in your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? You praying to Jesus, Allah, Biden. You know 1977, that white guy, that devil, said that he didn't want the children integrated with black people because he didn't want to be in a jungle. That's who you adoring so much. Biden. Joe Biden, child molester. What?
It says, and have not kept my laws, ye have done worse than your fathers.
And that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. Here it is, you go to church every Sunday and the law is never mentioned. Never mentioned. You go to church for 2-hour sermon. He'll never actually talk about the commandments. Oh, but yeah, when Moses, the Lord, Moses, Jesus, and that's it. Where no backstory, no backdrop, no breakdown or nothing. What? You got something?
Yeah. This Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for vain help. And our watching, we had watched for a nation that could not save us.
Hey, Biden is a vain help, man. That dude ain't gonna help you. Not at all. Obama didn't even help you. Biden ain't gonna help you. What you think? You think Biden is that different than the Trump? Oh, because he says different? When the cameras go off, Biden and Trump, they high-fiving, having a nice scotch. That's what they doing, man. And the rest of them, man. They all in cahoots. Ain't no friends. They ain't no friend to you. All they doing is doing that just so it sounds good. Any more than that? Yeah, bring it out.
Verse 12. Ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk everyone after their imagination of his evil heart, they have not hearkened unto me.
Hey, they have not hearkened unto me, the Lord said. How you gonna not hearken unto a person, the power that can deliver you, man? But you're gonna put your trust in the same people that's oppressing you. The same people that got you at the bottom, man. The very bottom. You are at the very bottom, Israel. You are the tail, not the head. And you'll never get what you want to get in America, man. Because why? This system was not designed for you to prosper, man. This system was designed to afflict you.
Psalm 62:10. Trust not in oppression.
Trust not in oppression. And what our people do all the time? They trust in oppression. You trust that Biden is going to get you out of the 400, 500 year slump.
And it's a system thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's the real thing that our people don't realize, that it's a system. Like how the brothers was talking about like football, so to speak, that certain teams, they're just always good. It's not really because of the players, it's because of the system that they have. Like the Patriots, like the 49ers, the Yankees. They have a system in place that they could just plug and play whatever person, whatever personnel that they get in there. And that's what America is. That's why you can go from Bill Clinton to Bush to Obama to Trump to, if it's Trump again or Biden again, and it's still the same matter. It's still going to end up, our people are going to end up in the same position.
Yeah. And they do what? Like how they do good cop, bad cop. Like if you go from Bush Sr., he was bad guy. Clinton came in, he was good guy. Bush Jr. was bad guy. Obama was good guy. Trump is bad guy. Biden is good guy. So they throw you like the villain, the hero, the villain, the hero, the villain, the hero. And you people go and fall for it every time. You know?
They do that in debate. They do that in debate shows. They always disagree with each other because it's for the show.
God. And that's why the scripture the elders brought out, trust not in oppression, because the system itself is an oppressive system. And that's why the Lord tells us that he put us here because we went off against it. So there's no way that America is going to be beneficial for us, because ultimately it was a divine punishment by our power, by the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Quick precept. Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Hey, I'm for Biden. Go Biden. I'm for Joe Biden. Joe Biden don't care about you at all. You think he goes home and be like, how am I going to help the minorities today? Yeah, that's what I am. What can I do to stop them to be the last hired, first fired? What can I do to stop them from being arrested and racially profiled? What can I do? He ain't thinking that. He thinking like these dumb niggas fell for it again, man. That's what he's saying, man. He ain't goes, yo, I know that these politicians are full of shit. Have them follow him around when the cameras is not on, man. That you'll see what he's really about.
So what's the solution?
What's the solution? Well, for us anyway, the solution is the Heavenly Father. You know the word called Jesus, right?
Well, I go by Yeshua. What's
all right. Well, that entity, but his name is YAHAWASHI. We're counting on him to deliver us. Matter of fact, give me
There's a little more.
Oh, go ahead.
Jeremiah 16, verse 13. Therefore I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor.
Hey, that's America, man. You ain't got no favor here. It's nothing go their way.
That was very powerful. I mean, I don't know if you guys were talking or you want to interact. You say something that was very powerful because there was a punishment for what we've done. Yeah. So how do we rectify that?
Well,
if we're being punished for what we've done, so we ought to be the one to rectify that.
Well, we can't rectify because we didn't rectify. That's why we're going through this. But what the Lord is having being done is having certain men, such as ourselves, coming out there on the streets to tell our people that they're going off. Because basically, it's about the last days. Like we're here to instruct and warn our people about the Lord's judgment to come. What's going on right now to our people right now is judgment from the past in a book, like when in the time of Moses, when the Lord gave us our laws, his laws, statutes, and commandments, and we didn't follow them. Matter of fact, give me 1 Kings 8:49.
I got it.
Oh, yeah, bring it up.
So he said, what's the solution? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 1, I start at 16. It says, wash you, make you clean, put away the evils of your doings from before my eyes, cease to do evil, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, come plead for the widow. Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet.
So he told you what to do, and he said now we can reason. But he said until you do these, he mentioned a list. Where you start at, brother?
Isaiah 16, 1 to 16.
Matter of fact, start at 13.
Isaiah 1 verse 13.
Because that's a beautiful precept to answer your question.
It says, bring no more vain oblations, incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings.
Now, the holy days is righteous to him, but we were sinning on the holy days. So the Lord was like, don't burn no incense or, don't give me no sacrifice or nothing. I'm not willing to accept that. Read on.
It says, your new moons and your appointed feast, my soul hated.
Because Israel was still sinning on the holy days, so he couldn't accept it. Read on. He gonna tell you exactly what to do so we can so for him to even look our way.
So the people that they claim that stole our identity, like the white over in Israel right now, some of them here, how come they are like succeeding in everything they touch?
Hold up,
like,
that's a different question.
No,
Let
I
us
was just asking.
okay, we
can
got
claim to be us. Like, let's say we are the real one, which I have certain belief, not entirely.
All right, brother, but
let's say, so whatever they do, they succeed. But us, I'm just asking.
Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question.
They are over us, and then we under. So.
But listen, brother, that's a good question. But in order for us to, we only can answer one question at a time because it's just not you listening. We got 7, 8 other people on the internet world listening. They need to be edified on the question. So we're not going to take too long on one question, but we only can tackle one thing at a time, and decently in order. So we're not tripping over each other, and the understanding could get there, could get sunken in on the end line and on you, and even for ourselves, because we learn from each other, So go ahead, brother.
Verse Isaiah 1 verse 14 says, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands.
See, the Lord said, and when you spread forth your hands to pray, showing you that's the proper way to pray, read on.
I will hide my eyes from you.
He said he will hide his eyes, meaning he'll turn his back on us. Why? Because we're not doing right by our actions. Read.
It says, when you make many prayers, I will not hear.
He would not hear, he turned his back on us.
Your hands are full of blood.
Meaning sin, And not just literal blood, like murders, like most of our people are, some of our people are, but meaning like sin, wickedness,
It says, wash you, make you clean.
So the Lord said you gotta wash yourself, make you clean, meaning stop sinning. Stop eating the shrimp. Stop eating the pork. Stop eating the crab. Stop eating the lobster. Keep the Sabbath day. Keep the high holy days. Now, I know you're gonna make mistakes and slip up, but I just want to see you give effort on keeping and coming back to me. That's what the Lord want to see. That's what he's saying. Read.
It says, put away the evils of your doings from before mine eyes.
Yeah, put away cigarettes. Put away the weed. Put away. That's why, like, brothers, and not to say this brother all bad, but we have brothers that stand on this side of the sidewalk and stand on this side. Because we sin too, but the brothers that's on this side of the sidewalk, they coming fresh from the world and they got those bad habits that really need to get put aside. Like smoking or doing drugs, or they might be committing adultery. They might got certain demons on them that they need to shake off before they step on this side. And not to say brothers on this side is any better than the brother that's over there,
Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Yeah, so a just man falleth 7 times. So the Lord just wanted to give us effort. He know all have sinned and fall short of the glory of YAHAWASHI. He knows that. He knows no man is perfect. But he want to see us give our best. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
I agree with a lot of that. What about, so do we just sit there and wait? We don't create our system. We don't build our wealth. We don't do none of that.
Well, we did that already, brother, with Black Wall Street. And what happened? It was burned down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord sent us over here to serve a punishment, not to not to try to free ourselves out of something. You can't free yourself out of nothing because you got to understand poverty. Can you give me Sirach 11 and 14?
I got a quick precept. You said about, you know, trying to figure out how to do things like here. Excuse me, 1 second. I think this is at the book of Luke, chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken. Luke chapter 6, verse, damn it, it's not 6. One way it says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High.
6 and 33. Matthew.
Oh, Matthew. Yeah, Matthew, okay. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. It says, but first, I'm starting at verse 31. It says, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewith shall we be clothed? Meaning, don't think about the carnal things. Like you said, building up. No, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but your mindset is supposed to be on something first. And the Lord's going to say that. It says, for all these things do the Gentiles seek, which is people of this world. The Gentiles are the other nations. They're thinking about how to be successful. They're thinking about how to be prosperous, how to make money, all these things. But the Lord said what? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So when you seek the Lord first, when you're trying to seek to please the Lord instead of trying to make a comfortability for yourself or trying to be successful here, the Lord can add that. It's easy for the Lord to make a person rich. All right, but that's not what the Lord is seeking for. The Lord's not looking to make you a millionaire. He's looking to make you righteous. He's looking to see if you want to please him, if you want to serve him, if you want to be.
It's Yah that gives us the ability to do wealth, though, right?
Say it again?
It's Yah that gives us the ability
everything
to do wealth.
comes from him.
But if we align with him, we ought to be the head, not the tail. He told us that.
Yeah, but we're not. And that's why we're telling our people that the reason that we're in this position is because we're not in line with him. Because they're still committing adultery. They're still worshiping other gods. They're still doing all these things. So why would God make it? Let's say I make a deal with you, so to speak, which is the covenant. The Lord made a deal with the children of Israel, but the children of Israel didn't keep that part of the deal. So this is why we're not the head. This is why we are first fired, last hired, all these things. So this is why the Lord set up the prophets to come out here to my people. If you want to get back, because that's what we want. We want to get back into being on top. We want to get back into being
that's
great.
That's where I want to be, because I know I hear all this talking about. I'm like, okay,
how do you get there?
We're still being abused. We're still getting, like, you know, killed. We're still, like, you know, so.
That's always going to happen.
Like, no, it's not always going to happen.
While we're here. While we're here. That's the whole thing. This is a punishment. This is not like you could do good or fairly financially be stable, but as a whole nation will never be that.
And
here.
if you try to invite your brothers,
What you just said, though.
yeah, it is scripture.
No,
Listen, this
see,
too,
like,
though.
yeah,
This
like,
too. If you
it's
try
like
to
we
invite
can-
your brothers, if you try to invite your brothers, your people into a money deal with you, demons will come out of them. You can't see, like an alcohol. Listen, listen. I got people in my family that's alcoholics.
Yeah.
If I was a millionaire and I blessed him with $1 million, he'll kill himself. He'll kill it. He'll buy a car. He'll get drunk and kill himself. So money and wealth is a poison to certain people who don't have the wisdom to maintain that wealth.
I agree.
Because money don't change who you are, it just enhances who you are. If you wicked and you got money, you're gonna be more wicked. If you righteous and you got money, you're gonna become more right. You're gonna do righteous things. So whoever you are would just be enhanced. You just got money now. So and the Lord said this right quick, brother, Elder. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither bread to the wise, nor riches given to men of understanding. So the Lord said he don't give great riches to men of understanding, because it's a saying, more money, more problems. And it's not supposed to be. You know why more money, more problems? Because you rich, you got money, but your people suffering. So when you go around them, they gonna want to stick you and rob you. I can't even wear my bullshit jewelry on in certain neighborhoods. I had to wear a sleeve or something because niggas will rob me. Because what? When you got it, but your people don't got it, that's a problem. Even your family and all that get jealous of you. So how can we really build something here when you got a bunch of cut people that stab your own people, that'll kill you? Look at Nipsey Hussle. He went out there trying to rebuild a community, do for his own people. He got what? Shot, dead, killed by his own people. So the hope is the Lord got to rebuild this place. So
Proverbs 30 verse 7 2 things have I required of thee, deny me not before I die. Remove far away from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's more than that.
It says, least I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or least I be poor and still and take the name of my God in vain.
So you want just enough, because if you got too much money, people that got money is busy. If you own 3 or 4 businesses, you ain't gonna have, you're gonna be running late to do the work. Now you might not say you not, but money brings problems. People gonna be trying to sue.
But throughout the scripture, we've had rich people that was following Yah. We've had people in position of
That's
power.
what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. You got brothers in this truth with money, but they don't go through the camp plan. If I had money, I won't put everybody on my money scheme because it'd be a stumbling block to them. You give me Romans 14. It says, lay not a stumbling 14:11. Lay not a stumbling block before your brother.
But it's for people that approve certain things. Like
Listen,
people that
everybody
approve
is
and all
not able to handle a certain abundance of money. They'll bug out. I seen it. You can't even give a brother income tax money. He'll lose his
that.
he'll lose his noodles,
people,
man.
Like, from what you say, that's the one thing I don't know. I think as the people, until y'all come here, it's the way to do that. But I think we ought to be in a position of power. I firmly believe in that.
But how do we get to that power, though?
Well, we submit under the word.
And that's
told
why-
us that, But I don't believe that we have to wait and get one over.
Ain't nobody saying
Once we
be
start
poor.
hitting back, watch this. So, that's
Hey,
how people
brothers got-
they promote like Martin Luther King and put down Malcolm X, but I'm not for violence, but they hit me, you hit them back too, and watch, they're not respecting you though. But
So you think that you can get to your position of power on your own?
not on my own. I said under the, I perfectly
But
repeat what you said. That.
so when you talk about, you saw Yeshua, YAHAWASHI, right?
yes.
What is his purpose then?
What is his purpose?
Yeah, the Messiah.
Well, he came us to restore, what we had lost, what we are giving away.
So I'm saying when he comes back, do you believe he's coming back, right?
Yes.
So what is he coming back to do?
To take his children back. I mean, to restore,
We're not going to be restored until YAHAWASHI comes back.
well, we
then.
have to be an example. That's your kingdom come. Your will be done here.
Yeah.
So we are to start doing that will though. So economic power, military power.
That's not the kingdom. It's not. The Lord said the kingdom. The Lord said the kingdom because it doesn't come in observation.
Powerful, right?
But it doesn't come in observation. You got something?
Yeah,
The
James 2
kingdom is powerful. The king is powerful though. So we cannot lay there and let these things happen because that's what y'all want. Though. I don't believe in that though.
But now the
Y'all
Lord
go
will
out the power.
protect you.
Watch, once you start hitting back, guess what they're doing though?
You're playing both sides of the fence.
No,
though.
I'm not trying to play.
No, because you're saying that to do all of that and do that here. We're telling you that that's never going to be successful here. It's been tried already. What you're talking about, those kind of attempts have been tried already. This is
You can't fight them. You think you can fight the white man carnally? Are you
He got
serious?
drones. He got drones, missiles.
What do we got? What do we got though? What do we got? No, honest, what do we got though?
That's not a cardinal fight.
What do we got? We got Cuba, but we got the creator though. So I mean, but thank you guys though.
All right, bro.
I get what he's saying though, but it's like you can't do both.
He wants a solution, but he's trying to get a cardinal.
Yeah.
He understands the solution, but he's trying to.
But
think
that
he
carnal
can get
fight won't come in a time when the Lord wanted. The Lord said, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. So it is going to be a transition of power where he'll rise up Jake. But if Jake jumped the gun too early, you're going to get hit with an offside penalty, man.
It looks like they need a backing.
I'm about to say, he wouldn't even understand anyway. He let his Eve drag him on.
Yeah, of course. That's what they always do.
You know what it's like? They don't believe, they don't really understand the backing of YAHAWASHI. Yeah, like we need that backing. Like even in all times of history, if I may, all times of history when Israel did good against other nations was what? Because the Lord was with them. And when the Lord, like in Deuteronomy the 1st chapter, it said that tell them not to go because I'm not going to be with them. They're going to be smitten by their enemies. That's what he's talking about. That's the people that the Lord was talking about because they was getting ready for war, but the Lord said to tell them that don't go because I'm not with them, and they'll be smitten by their enemies.
And they went anywhere. And they got this what do you call it? They got the smitten. But it was another word I was looking for. Dismayed. I think that's the word.
It ain't like the Lord has, so like brothers like bums, man. Like, because what he's saying, look, you could accumulate that stuff, but don't chase it. If you got money, if you've been working for 15, 20 years saving your money, and you want to invest in some property, do that. Ain't nobody knocking that. Do what you do. But don't go around the camp putting brothers up on money schemes, because I'm telling you, that shit is going to bring demons. It's going to bring, hey, brothers be having not just this camp or all camps got brothers paying tithes, man, and stuff like that. So you talking about putting the church on like a money scheme or gambling? That's when corruption comes in.
That's what Paul talked about, filthy lucre sake.
Exactly. But if the Lord bless you with something, you know what I mean, you sitting, you hit the lottery ticket, you do a scratch off, keep it to yourself, man. Pay your tithes, keep brothers out of your business. Because it said what? Let not the left hand know what the right hand is doing. So look, if you got money, you making money, you sitting on a few $100,000, that's none of brother's business. What you do for a living, that's none of brother's business. Keep your spiritual things and your carnal shit separate. And Biggie said money and blood don't mix. Now you start mixing like, oh, I'm gonna put the whole camp on this pyramid scam. You gonna have a bunch of corruption and infighting, man.
And then ultimately, brothers gonna put you get into that because the Lord said it. You can't serve the Most High and Mammon. So if you are about money, you're gonna show that. You're either gonna love one or hate the other. If you're all about trying to get money, then how you gonna do the Lord's work? Because the scripture tells you that the Lord, he was rich but became poor for the sake of the church, for the sake of the body. You know, and not saying that brothers are poor or bums, but you got to make provisions. You can't make provisions for both. You can't be on with your mind, like how people say, mind on my money and my money on my mind. Right. You can't be that way, then also say, mind on the Lord and the Lord is on my mind. You can't do both. You're either going to be one way or you're going to be the other way. In one way, the Lord's way can get you money. The Lord can bless you with, sustaining you, but money can't get you to the Lord. And that's why exactly, and that's why YAHAWASHI said that. I got a precept, Luke chapter 6, verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Right. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Hey, if I may, and this truth, if you really think about it, you actually lose a little more in this world. Maybe not financially, but you lose more of your investment in this world. Because your time is more invested into the Lord.
Hey,
and that's what you want.
Brothers can make money on Saturdays,
Yeah.
Your time, that's why niggas into money making, they say time is money, which is the dumbest statement I ever heard. Because time you can't get back, but money you could get back. Say you make $100 an hour, you say, okay, I lost an hour getting that $100, but you could walk into a dice game and make one roll and get $100 back in 20 seconds. So time is not money. Time you can't get back. But money you can easily regain that by doing the right or wrong, doing the right investment and probably get that and then some. Then when you tied up into money, your time, then you look at as your time as money. So you be like, well, Saturday I got a meeting. This meeting is pertaining to my several businesses on how things is falling apart. I need to be there. Now, you might go there and be excused, brothers. All right, do your thing, brother. But guess what? That shit is going to turn into this day. It's going to be an ongoing thing to where, hey, like the dude who said, I can't come, Lord, because I got a business. Yeah. I can't come, Lord, because I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? They had all different excuses, but one because he had a business and one because he had a wife,
I got something. 1 Timothy 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
Hey, there go right there. Trust what's uncertain riches? Riches that could be taken, because the brother just said you could lose $100, but you could also gain it. Like these riches is not guaranteed. Like your money, even if you have $100,000 in your bank, let's say like it's on some shit where like the internet has a glitch and your bank account is messed up. Then where's your money?
I was going to say, in that, with uncertain riches, which we didn't really get into with him, but ultimately, we understand through prophecy that this system, economic system, is going to collapse anyway. So you put in all this energy, effort, time into something that is about to collapse. Nice. It's like you trying to remodel a room in a house that is molded and corroded. Or like our house that is on fire. Like eventually our house is gonna have to be taken down anyway. So why are you gonna try to remodel a whole room? You put in granite, you put in marbles and all this shit into a room of a house that is gonna have to be destroyed. Right. That's uncertain riches. So it says charge them that are rich in this world, because you do have certain brothers that are in the truth that have money, all right, that are, a little wealthy. And this is what, even during Paul's time, he was saying that to them, that they be not high-minded. And that's what money makes people do. Yep. Money, and that's why Esau is so prideful. That's why a lot of our people that are wealthy, like what's that dude name? Mayweather, all these rappers and things of that nature, they're wealthy and they're what? They're prideful because they're wealthy. And it says, charge not they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. So you putting your trust in money, the Lord said what? Everything, he's going to shake the earth once more. And everything that can be shaken and removed will be removed. Meaning everything that people put their trust in, put their faith in, put their stock in, is going to be removed. So why would you put so much effort and faith into money, into trying to build economically, when the Lord already said, I'm coming to destroy that? You think YAHAWASHI coming back to take over the dollar? To take over the world, the USD? Or the Deutsche Bank, or the Euro? No, man, all this shit is going to be burnt up, man.
You go. All right, this is Rock 38:24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise. Because what? You able to focus on the Lord. But he said the opportunity of a learned man come the wisdom of a learned man come by opportunity of leisure, and leisure come from the Spanish or the Latin leer, which means like to read, or leer, like leer la Biblia, mean read the Bible. Like, so leisure just means when you say I got leisure time, really you saying this is my time to study or to focus on myself. But it said the way you grow in this truth and how you come on a level in this truth, and you see certain brothers in the truth that been in it 10 years. And I'm not saying nobody's a man of the Lord and nobody's not, but you see different growth sprouts. You got brothers that been in it 10 years and the brother that been in it 4 years. And the brother that been in it 4 years is outgrowing and outshining, so to say, the brother that's been in it 10 years. And why is that? Because he's investing more into the word. You know what I'm saying? What you put in. Now the Lord do bless you with an increase of wisdom, but if you spending time with the woman, just because wisdom is a woman. If you spend time with a woman, she cleave unto you, right? But if you don't, like you got a wife or something, you don't spend time with her, you neglecting her, what she's gonna do? She's gonna leave you. Like if you don't come to camp, you don't watch videos, you don't read, certain scriptures will start to escape your mind. You know?
Hey, and that's even a great point, because even back in the day, you know, when people had leisure time, what would they do? They would read books. You know what I mean? That was a thing that people did when they had downtime. Even certain people still do it now. Like, yo, you know, I'm reading this book. But when do you read a book? Is when you have downtime, when you have leisure time. Right. So what is the greatest book to read? What was that, Theodore Roosevelt, I believe? Or one of them said, a thorough understanding of the Bible is better than any college education. Because in college, in order to get educated, what do you got to do? You got to read. But we got this word, and not only we got this word, we got the understanding of it. So if you got a lot of leisure time, this is what you're supposed to be invested in. This is how you get wisdom, because the scripture tells you in the Wisdom of Solomon that wisdom bringeth forth a kingdom. So in order to get the wisdom, you got to get the what? You got to get the knowledge. And how you get the knowledge is by reading, man.
By investing your time. Time is an investment. Why do you think dudes trip over Eve so much? Because they invested time into them. So when it goes time to break up, it actually hurts you, man. Yeah. You know, don't relationship break, because time is an investment. Once you give something or somebody your time, you have invested into them. You know, you sit down with a brother and teach him this or teach him that. You have invested into him. That's why, and time is something you can't get back. That's why people hold so much regards and respect for their senseis and different teachers, because they took time out to, and even if you probably paid them or whatever, but you took time out to invest into them. But I'm gonna finish this 24. He that have little business shall become wise. Why? Because business go into the word also busy. You know what I'm saying? Shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glory in the gold, that driving oxen and is occupied in labors, and whose talk is bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So basically he's saying, listen, you got all of these different businesses you're going to be busy. You know what I mean? Because you got businesses. You got to check on those businesses. Don't get it twisted. You having a business do free up some of your time, But guess what? As you get those businesses and you get people to work for you, your time get freed up. But what most people do with that free time, they're like, all right, people working for me now. I got 3 houses. I don't need to work. I don't need to do nothing. My money works for itself. Now I'm gonna just read the Bible and push the kid. The average person not gonna do that. They're gonna be like, look, you got 3 houses, you could get 6 houses, like the nigga in Atlantic City. None of y'all got 50,000. Because if you had 50,000, you would have 100,000. And if you had 100,000, you would have 200,000. So that shows you the mentality of that money shit. You gotta be real strong and disciplined to really get your money working for itself and stop it and use that leisure time and just dedicate that to the Lord. It hardly or rarely ever happens, man.
That's why I say it's hard for a rich man
to make it into the it's easier for a camel to go through the needle of the eye than a rich man make it to the kingdom.
I have a precept too, because it's talk about people putting their trust in these riches, man. Because like you said, if a man has free time, if he got his businesses going and off the ground, then he's gonna be trying what's another money venture. Because that's what they say is like, what I just try to think of ways to make more money and shit. Because that's really what this world is about.
That's God of this world.
Yeah, that's the God. That's what it says. Your money is your God. You know what I'm saying? But this is the book of Job, chapter 31, verse 23. I'm gonna start 23. For destruction from Yahawah was a terror to me, and by reason of his highness I cannot endure. Verse 24, if I had made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because my hand had gotten much, if I beheld the sun when it shined, or the moon walking in brightness, and my heart had been secretly enticed, or my mouth had kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge, for I should have denied the God that is above, man. So when you put your trust and we all into your money and your riches, you can't really put your time to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because your time is occupied by your money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they always say time is money, because they try to make money all the time. You know what I'm saying? But if they really thought about it, this is the real money. Because at the end of the day, these are uncertain riches. You could lose your business. Business could get slow. Yeah. This system could change up. Well, you got to change up your business, so you might not even have those 3 businesses.
Sued.
Yeah, okay.
Like, all it takes
that's
is
it. That's
one
right there.
fucking lawsuit and your business is done.
Yeah, one lawsuit, man. Seen it, man. Or like, not even a let's say not even a lawsuit. Let's say that field that your business is in. Let's say that field gets eliminated by like robots. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need that. You don't need all that human labor. You know, because that's what these businesses is really trying to do now. Less humans. You know what I'm saying? That this world is getting more digital. So that's going what? That's going to cut jobs. You know what I'm saying? So all of this you see right here, this is not real. You know what I mean? This is all over. Like you said, chilling with what you said about beds in a burning house. You said some shit like that.
Trying to remodel a house in a corroded.
It's like, and another example is that it's like you going to a terminally ill patient, talk about like, it was good, yo, we should hang out, and he terminally ill in the hospital bed. This place is terminally ill. It's about to die.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in a field, that which when a man hath found, he hideth it, and for the joy thereof goeth and sell all that he has and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. So,
I'm about to say this knowledge is that pearl.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because all of what you know before, what did Paul say? All I count lost now is dung. All that I lost I counted as dung. Because it really doesn't mean nothing. Like all money is good to have, because money is a defense. But the Lord said not to put your trust in the uncertain riches, man. If you made gold your confidence should be in the Lord. Because at the end of the day, what this man was saying was that we should all get together and do this, that. Everybody's not gonna do that. For one, the neighbor's eye is evil towards his neighbor, man. So you ain't gonna be able to get into it with the next man like, yo, we should do this business thing and it's gonna work out. Because what? Dissension's gonna happen. Look what happened with Sluggy. Look what happened with my man, like the Pain and Full characters, man. Rich Porter and what's his name? Alpo. You know what I'm saying? It caused dissension, that money. Everybody making money together, but at the end of the day, everybody wants more and everybody wants to cut each other out. You know what I'm saying?
That man, he wanted the kingdom in this world. That's what he was trying to say. Like, if we follow the Lord, then we can be successful in this economy. We can build up ourselves here. Yeah. It's like, that's why you say you're playing both sides of the fence. Because as Paul said, the book of Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14, it says, For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So the fact is that yeah, we want that luxury. We want our own economy. We want to be successful. We want to have our nation rich. We want to be rich, wealthy, and all these things. But we understand that this is not the place for that. This is not our rest. So you trying to invest, you trying to get right to be good here. No, we're trying to get right to be good in the kingdom, man. Because even if you get good here, guess what? That's temporary. And we were talking about yesterday, what we're looking for is being immortals, man. We're looking for immortality. Anything that you build up right now, even if you do get wealthy, you do get, you build up a community here, you're gonna die. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to fully enjoy that for the rest of your life. Or what if you do build it, and then it takes you 30, 40 years to build it, and by the time you build it, the next day you die. You know, and that's why the YAHAWASHI made that parable about that man that he built a barn, and then he said, my soul doesn't need anything. And he said, well, thou fool, do with that not thou fool, your soul will be quiet for the Lord this very night.
And he had riches. He said, because the parable said, I will break down and build greater.
Yeah.
You know? So basically that's equivalent to like, I'm gonna sell all of my shit and reinvest into another company and build a bigger empire. You know? This James 2:5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not Yahawah Shem Yahawashi chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him.
Like they don't these people don't understand when it says this world, it's talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? This is not past tense. It's talking about right now. And these people, I've heard people with that logic a few times in my life. It's like, yo, yeah, but what can we do for now? You know what I'm saying? While we wait. This is what we're supposed to be doing for now is waiting. Now that is what we're supposed to be doing is waiting and maintaining and getting your daily bread. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to invest and try to be good, because now you're looking for the future here.
You know what that is? That's a battle. What that dude was doing spiritually, that was his spirit battling his flesh, because he knew the Lord was coming. He knew everything we were saying correct. He agreed. He didn't fight against it, but he was still trying to weigh out that other side of hope on this world, because his flesh was starting to get the best of him. And that's what happened to the evil servant. I'm going to read. This Matthew 24:48. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayed his coming, and he began to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkard, meaning he started getting into that worldly party spirit. Then the Lord of that servant shall come in the day when he looketh not for him, and in the hour that he's not aware, and shall cut him asunder and put his portions with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that's what's going on. And guess what? He had his woman with him. And the way his woman pulled him and dragged him up the block, you could tell, because the scriptures clearly tell you, he that is unmarried care for things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for things of the world, how he may please his wife. So now when you got like wives and a family, and you got, your woman, these women of the carnal, man. Mm-hmm. So you trying to hold on, wait for the Lord to come, but the Lord coming on when he ready. And you see that the last days is here, but your flesh is fighting like, nah, man, you got to bust a move. How long you going to stay in this apartment? Then your nagging wife in your ear. So, see, because he know the Lord coming. He know the Lord is the key. He know the riches is the kingdom. He know the society going to be destroyed, but he still got that itch of, man, should I make a run for it? Or, should I just stay here? Should I make a dash for it? Can I make a dash for it and still make it? You know what I mean? Ransom, the Jersey City rapper, he quoted a line. He said, I'm trying to figure out my path. Will we ever be rich before we witness God's wrath? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, damn, you heard what he said? I wrote it back. He even repeated, because when a verse ends, sometimes they say they last bar twice. He said, I'm trying to figure out my path, P-A-T-H. I'm trying to figure out my path. Will we ever be rich before we witness God's wrath? Because it's just like, look, that road to riches, it is a road. You know what I'm saying? But the wrath of the Lord is so close, so it's kind of like, damn, should I make a break for it? You know what I mean? And even if I do get it, how much would I sacrifice of my soul, of me being judged from chasing behind that? So that's the question that a lot of people ask, especially you got a woman, you know, she fine or she look a little like something, and she constantly trying to upgrade in society, do this and that. You're going to be worried about the riches of this world. You're not going to be focused on the Lord. Wow. Your eye is not going to be single. And the Lord said, if your eye is not single, how great is that light that's in thee? Meaning, like, how deeply are you distracted by this world? Is it enough to straight pull you away and blind you to the truth and have you serving? Because when people fall out the truth, they don't just fall out the truth. That shit, it happens to them in a way that even when you see them again, you be like, yo, you still in the truth? They be like, they'll tell you, yeah, man, I never. I've been seeing people like, yo, bro, you fell out. They'll tell you, I never fell out. What you talking about? Because the way Satan does it is real, like, cunning and tricky and conniving. To where in their mind, like, yo, and they'll tell you, like, yo, just because I ain't camping and pushing no more don't mean I fell out. You know what I mean? And they'll lie to themselves and they'll tell you that what, they still active and they still into the word and they doing a bunch of other bullshit, they back in the world. But the way Satan dragged it was like through a riptide. You know, when you deep in the water swimming, you go in the water in the ocean, you under there for a while, but you don't feel it until you come up. You don't see and you feel like, oh shit. I'm like a quarter mile out. You know, so Satan used like a riptide to pull you back into that world, and you don't even feel it. That's how cunning and conniving the devil is with drawing you back into that world.
That's what the Lord said to Peter. He was like, yo, but yeah, to sift you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're desiring to sift the elect because that's his job. His job is basically to get brothers to fall out. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately the Lord is going to give whoever's going to fall out to him anyway. But you know, from our perspective, from the surface we're looking at it, it's like we're trying not to be in that category because we know it can happen. You know what I'm saying? In this world, Satan is lurking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The devil's always working the term they use. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got to work 2 times harder. You know what I'm saying? I think you have something. Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 6 says, there is another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were on a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man that go there at once. And that's basically what we were going into with that man. He thinking that the path is broad, thinking that you could be in this world or gain this world or be successful in this world and then also make it into the kingdom, which there are some people, the Lord can have you have that path, but don't think that is not the normal path to take. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just, oh, you're going to just be good here and then in the kingdom you're going to be good too. And first of all, none of us is good here. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's like, that's the
Mayweather ain't good.
Yeah, none of us is actually good here. And the fact that you get deceived by your uncertain riches, deceivable, Yahawashi talked about that, about the seed being planted, and he said because the cares of this world and the deceivableness of riches.
Choke the word.
Choke the word, exactly. Yeah. So you can get deceived by thinking that money is a succor, is a clutch, is an aid. Now scripture tells you that money is a defense, but wisdom is a better defense. It's more excellent. So, but you got this so much trust in the system and wealth and money that you're just completely not even consider your actions or doing the will of the Most High, putting the Lord first.
And it says it choke the word. And if you know about choking something out, you gradually lose breath and then you die. So the cares of this world choke the word, meaning it don't just cut it off, it chokes you out. Like when you put somebody to sleep or choke them to death, it take a little bit, 2 to 3 minutes. Like when Aaron Garner died, it took a little bit to actually just die. As soon as the chokehold hit him, it gradually cut off his circulation until he was out of there. And that's what the cares of this world do. When you invest your time and your focus on things of this world, it gradually chokes the word out and vice versa.
You got a little bit more on that.
It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sake I made the world. And that goes into, you know, what you always talk about, how the Lord, the kingdom of heaven is only for Israel.
What?
Let me put this on real quick. Brothers can break it down. Read it again.
What you reading now? Verse 9 of chapter 8, or 7? Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? You know what I'm saying? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now was done. You know what I'm saying? And then were the interests of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are put few and evil, full of perils and very painful. And that's what brothers go through, man. Because to get to the kingdom, we got to go through that fire and we got to go through that pain. You know, we got to go through your losses in this world, because if you were a person that was heavily invested in the world and now you're heavily invested in the truth, because I look at it, it's like a bunch of Pauls. You know what I'm saying? Because Paul was doing his thing when he was on the other side. When we got to the other side, the Lord said, what? I shall put you through more. I forget the word to use, but I'm going to put you through more because of what you did afflicting the people that believed in me. You know what I'm saying? So this city, right, America, how you going to enter into the kingdom if everything was good for you here? Like, everything good for you in America, and you ain't go through the danger, you ain't go through all of that, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you know them rats over there ain't the true people, man, because they own everything in this world, man. The bankers, the banks, the pharmaceuticals, the industries, the music, the Hollywood. They own all the major industries that are billion-dollar industries, man. Multi-billion-dollar industries.
The IMF.
Yeah, the IMF, I forgot the other thing was called, but it's another money thing that's with the IMF too. The World Bank, I think it's called. They own all that shit, man. So it's like, how can they be doubted? Can they say that they're the chosen people when the Lord just said this is Israel's portion? Israel's gonna have to go through hard things to get to this this great good city that all things are good in and it's wealthy in. But these people ain't going through that shit, man. Our people are. We're the ones that's going through that. That's why when we read earlier, it said, "Blessed are the poor, for the poor in spirit, for you are rich and poor in spirit, poor in faith." The water, yep. And also, said, "Blessed are the meek, for they should inherit the kingdom." They should inherit the earth. I should say. A little bit more than that, it says. Then you read that? No, verse 13 it says, "For the interests of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit." And that's talking about during the time of what? Adam, man. Because the Lord created the Adamites, the chosen line, and we were just put on this place, and we had everything. You know, we had immortality. We had the deliciousness of the world. But when Adam transgressed, because of the enviness of the devil, what happened? We got taken away from that immortality. We got taken away from all the things that we were good. That's what we always talk about. Like, damn, man, if Eve never got to see, we would never gone through this shit, man. You know, we would never have gone through this. Going on, it said, verse 14. And then they that labor not into these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. Now, therefore, why disquiet? So that was the end of it. If you never labor to go through these things, then you're never going to be able to get to the kingdom. You know, that's why the scripture tells you that what they are now that they can rest from their labors, man. We got to do it now so that we get to the kingdom and rest from our labors. That's all.
Now, I actually got something too. Real quick, the book of James, chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And you shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." Because mainly that's talking to these Edomite elites, but then you can put that with Jake too, because why? He said, what? You're of your father the devil. So you have that same mentality. That's why people talk about, oh, I'm trying to get this money so like my family can be good in the future. What future? And that's what we try to reiterate time and time again. That's not a wrong thing to have if this place is going to last. But this place is not set to last. So you shouldn't be just making money for the future. That's why the Lord said your daily bread. Now, because you're looking for the future, like, think about it. The way it's going now, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, it was a whole different mindset. So what's to say, what's 2021 going to bring? It's already October. And then we into October, it's like October 10th, I think. So it's only 2 months, we in the last quarter of the year. So, that's when they start with all their debauchery and all their wicked all their rituals and all that BS.
Hey, they
No.
talking about after the election
the
it's
election
supposed to be Civil War was supposed to be popping off, man.
Yeah.
Many people on the left and the right hand side of this whole, selection politics shit, they're both got the mindset of war, man, civil war, and that's what it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a time and purpose under the season for everything, man.
Yeah.
What time and purpose are we in right now? Are we in the time to be purposing to get money to get rich and all that? Are we in the time of getting right with the Lord? Because clearly we're seeing things evolve to a way that all hell is about to break loose, man. You had a truther, he just made his title was all hell is about to break loose. And that's something that the men of the Lord have been saying it for a while, man. And the thing is, it's becoming evident more and more to the people that are watching, because you got a lot of these truthers, they're watchmen on the left-hand side. They say a little bit of truth, but they're not the watchmen of YAHAWASHI. But people that are actually watching what's going on in the world, they see what is about to approach, man. Nobody is saying a time of mirth is coming. Nobody's saying the time of prosperity or a time of peace is at hand, man. Everybody is saying what? That all hell is about to break loose in the next couple of weeks, man. Months. Especially when you factor in not only the whole left and right of the election, but when you factor in the whole vaccination, mandatory vaccination, you factor in the economy, the instability of the economy. Every single solitary Jenga piece, that game Jenga, everything is being taken out. As much as you keep pulling out those pieces, eventually the shit is going to fall. That's the whole purpose of that game, that there's going to be a time where one of those pieces get pulled and the shit's going to collapse. We're coming to a time where we're at one of those last pieces, man.
Hey, that's why they say the most stress come from you either living in the past or living in the future. That's where now of course you got other things that cause stress, but like self-inflicted stress, when people live in the past, like for example, you did something, like you ran your kids, so like that guy, he backed out of the driveway, killed his family and shit. Now if he don't forgive himself for that and always dwell on it, he gonna always stress about it. Or you live in the future like, man, I'm 26, I'm supposed to have finished college by now, I ain't finished college, I'm supposed to be here in my life and I'm not there. I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm behind, I'm falling off. So that's living in the future. So when you live in the future, that's what people just be overwhelmed with stress because they worried about the future. Or when you dwell on the past too heavy about mistakes you made and shit you didn't do or could have done, and you don't forgive yourself and move past, you cause a lot of stress too. That's why I take it day by day. The Lord said, boast not of tomorrow, for you know not what a day may bring forth.
Anybody got something?
This is Philippians 3 and 13. Brethren, count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High and YAHAWASHI.
Hey, that high prize is the kingdom, man. So it's not gaining momentum for this place. It's the kingdom to come. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look. I got something.
Yeah, the Lord talks about the incorruptible crown too. Paul talks about.
Yeah, and if you jump a couple verses in James, it says in the 5th chapter, it says verse 7 I should say. Be patient therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until it receive the early and latter rain. Be also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. And that's what you're supposed to focus on. Now, of course, you could, do your little ones and twos to maintain here, but really, you're supposed to be establishing your heart for the kingdom to come, for the Lord's return.
Hey, and it's through what? Patience, man.
Yeah, patience.
Because that's why a lot of people fall out, or that's why a lot of people can't even get on, is because they don't have patience. YAHAWASHI said what? In your patience, you possess your souls, man. That's what this thing is really about, is patience and endurance. YAHAWASHI also said what? He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right.
So this is what that's really what separates the men of the Lord from everybody else, is their patience in the promise of YAHAWASHI.
And how you, oh my bad.
No, that's it.
And how you enduring if you living in pleasure? Because it says that you have lived in pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, if you were rich, you living in pleasure. Those riches and high-minded means you in pleasure. Floyd Mayweather is in pleasure right now.
He doesn't need patience.
Yeah.
He can whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can get it. This dude rollerblading through his house. Roller skating through his crib. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was crazy. And it was a space. Yeah, it's a space to do it. Like that's how big his house is. He's roller skating in the crib, like. You know what I mean? But the brother said, yeah.
And that show you Jake bored. That's why they need the kingdom, because you get all of those riches, but like it's a saying, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have nothing.
Yeah.
That's why them rappers get those riches and they bring their whole hood in. You know what I'm saying? But they wind up getting screwed or duped by their own niggas because Israel ain't right. So when you get all those, like that Jadakiss shit, I'd rather be broke together than rich alone. You know what I'm saying? Because when you rich and lonely, or when you rich and older, like, come on, you 60 years old, you just hit the mega millions, your health is down, you like, man, fuck it, I'll just give this shit to my grandson.
Hey, YAHAWASHI gonna give us the kingdom, joint heirs with him. Because technically he could have had the kingdom by himself, it'd just be him, but you know it's gonna be better if he got his brothers with him.
Yeah, God, that's what make it fun. Even the holy days, we could do a lot of the holy days in the middle of the week where they land, but we push it to the weekend because we know more brothers is off, and we could the more brothers there, the merrier. You know what I'm saying? And when you eat, and brothers like, man, it feel like the kingdom.
You don't ever want it to stop.
You don't ever want it to stop. So hey, when it's brothers, when you able to share the moment. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what it's about. Riches is about sharing the moment. You know, these Jakes, they get these new rides. Hey, man, try the car, man. Let me see you stomp off in it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this nice, man. And even though it's your car and he driving it, you get a kick, you get a thrill out of seeing your brother drive it or smile or go down the coastline or whatever, this and that. Just on the left-hand side of this world so you can relate, you know? Or on a jet ski. Hey, man, I bought you a jet ski, man. Go ahead and ride. And, you know, you got money. You don't give a fuck. You probably go broke doing shit like that. But that's why the Lord gonna give us infinite riches in the kingdom because Jake spins shit up like nothing, man.
And the thing is with that, the left-handed, you can, I hear what you're saying, you can try to share it, but you might share it with the wrong person. You might have 50 dudes, but you share it with the 51 dude, and then that whole shit just get fucked up. And that's why it's about the riches is a part of the kingdom, but it's a part, that's the byproduct of the righteousness. See, being rich and being righteous makes riches worth it, but you know, valuable. But being wicked and being rich is not valuable to you. It's going to be corrupted and it's going to be tainted and eventually it's going to be destroyed.
And people get jealous and envious. Like that Nipsey Hussle shit. He said every few shows we just buy some new gold. Circle got small, everybody can go. You know what I'm saying? So imagine like you in a gang like he was a major critic. Certain people you handpicked from your neighborhood and that you chose that could roll with you. And you tell other people like, nah, y'all can't, no matter how polite you put it, nah, y'all can't come. Y'all can't jump in the bench. This just my inner circle right here. You're gonna have people gonna be like, oh man, fuck, you know what I'm saying?
They're gonna try to plot to rob you?
Yeah, like people gonna get envious because you didn't allow them to come, you didn't allow them to roll, or he could be like, yo, I knew him longer. You know what I'm saying? I knew Nip longer than you knew him, but he chose this nigga to go. You know what I'm saying? But why he ain't choose me? I was cool with his brother, this and that. So as you come around and try to sow love, people get that envy. It's a scripture that say anger is one thing, but who could stand against jealousy? You know what I'm saying? So, because jealousy, anger is one thing, but jealousy is a motherfucker, man. Anger kill a lot of people, but that jealous emotion and that envy, hey, that's some wicked, deep, evil, and covetousness. That's some evil shit, man.
That goes into murder and premeditated murder, because premeditated murder would stem from jealousy. You know what I mean? Because you're plotting it. But like murder, or not murder, like manslaughter can come from just like the heat of the moment type thing. But you want to say something about it?
Oh no, I was gonna say going to that brother to give an example. Kendrick Lamar, he got a song on the album Spin Butterfly where he was saying how he took his boys to the awards show and they was there plotting to rob the other rappers. And he's basically saying like you can't bring everybody everywhere. That was the whole purpose of it. That's goes to the brother example.
Hey, and that's why we always say you can't bring all of Israel to the kingdom, because if the Lord brought all of Israel into the kingdom, you're gonna have what? Niggas in the kingdom. Niggas will ruin the kingdom. That's why the scripture talks about the kingdom of heaven is within you. You gotta be of a certain mind state. Like, and a nigga in the world have a big ass crib and have all his boys there. In the back of his mind, you're still gonna be you can't be 100% confident that you're not gonna get robbed or somebody not gonna take something. A nigga might take $50. You know he ain't gonna notice. You know what I mean? But with brothers, you can leave everything out. And if you see YAHAWASHI and that brother next to you, you know for a fact I could be going for months. And that shit's not gonna be taken, man.
Hey, we was in Baltimore keeping the holy day. The brother bought like 2 bottles of Douce. Word is born, it was like, we was there like 9 hours. We had other drinks there, but you know, Douce is like the popular drink. I was like, yo, you know how we like decent brothers? His brother was like, how? I'm like, look, them bottles of Douce, oh, well, one of them was going, the other one was like halfway there, and brothers wasn't, you was there. Brothers wasn't even drinking it. Brothers like, yo, you brothers like, nah, we good. Brothers was just chilling. I was like, yo, if this was the world, that shit would have been going the first 10 minutes. Niggas would have been bringing empty bottles and like, I'm gonna stash this shit for later. Yo, I seen it, man.
Men with women, you can't bring certain, like in the world, you can't bring, you bring your woman around certain men that you think are your boys, you find out on the low this nigga trying to, holler at her and shit, man. Bro. You know?
And the woman is off. Say the brother-in-law, your woman will probably go to the brother, start being all in his face trying to figure out information so she could use that as a weapon to argue with you later. You know, so the woman ain't right, then Jake ain't right. Because brothers got temptation, you know what I'm saying? So if your woman come around dressed provocative, you got drinks and shit in you, if she's there, you trying not to look at her and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's all Satan, man. But when we all right as a nation, things can run a lot smoother. This Proverbs 27:4, wrath is cruel, anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy?
Man, and that actually goes because we're speaking these rappers, but I think it was Tupac. Tupac mentioned it. He was like basically like when he was not popular, it was like, yo, the same chicks, like, walk past him like, yo, whatever. I ain't hollering at you. As soon as you get on, they're like, yo, oh my God, you're adorable. Oh, Pac, I love Pac. And it's like, yo, like these people know, because I believe even another, I think Chris Brown said like, yo, even when you amongst mad people, still you mad alone, because you know why they're here. These people here, they call leeches. You know what I'm saying? People leech off of the rich, especially Jake. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not moving to a lottery ticket with that chick.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what happened.
And that's real. Yeah. And like, that's what, and they would do that without even thinking twice. Like, you just play, homie. Like, play them. Talk about they so cute.
Well, Mike Jones, back then, nobody wanted
now hot, they all on me.
Yeah, that movie, Southpaw. That boxing movie?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he had all his friends, but when he lost everything, he only had one homie that stayed with him. But and they say that about women. Before you wife any chick up, you should experience some type of hardships with her. And if you're not going through hardships, make some shit up.
Brother would be known in the day of adversity.
Yeah, adversity, exactly. That's the one.
A brother is known in the day of adversity. You know what scripture that is?
Sirach 11. I think. 7.
Yeah.
Like they talked about 6 or 7.
Because these scriptures really cover all aspects of life. You know what I mean?
6.
Any issue that you've seen, whether it be through famous people or regular people, this Bible covers it all. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about this envious and the jealousy, because why? Everybody can't always have it. That's how this world is. Everything comes at a price. But in the kingdom, we're gonna have infinite riches. All of us, man. The pie is gonna be spread out equally to the whole nation. You know what I mean?
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 7. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Right, and that's on some friend, he or she is only a friend to you because it benefits them, man. So everything is good, oh, you got money, oh yeah, drinks on me, this, that, and the third, but then what is going to continue?
It says, I'm gonna jump. It says, again, if some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. So like what? You eating at the table, You know, and when there's food on the table, everybody want to be at that table.
Right.
But when it's afflicted, when it's a poor time, when you don't got food, ain't nobody gonna show up. You know, and that's all about people of this world, man. That's why the Lord talked about can two walk together unless they be agreed. Or what communion does Hamashiach have with Baal?
Hey, they talk. I wanted to make the point how Jake is so low level. See, riches in the kingdom, they gonna be riches, but it's really not gonna mean nothing like how we think it mean like now. Cause we gonna see Esau now. All right, case in point. A Louis Vuitton bag to Esau is just a bag. You know, to them it's like, you know, Jake, Israelite woman to see a new Louis Vuitton bag and worship it. But to people that's rich and got power, they're like, oh, it's just it's a bag. I got many bags. Like, it's
So Mayweather,
fuck how much it costs. Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, whoever. To them, it's just a bag. You know what I'm saying? But to people that don't have shit, it's like, oh my God, can I take a picture with, like, cars is cars. It's just paint and metal to people that have riches. Those riches is not, see, when we in the kingdom, we gonna have those riches, but the other riches we gonna be seeking, what other secrets do the Most High got as far as wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? We gonna be more into that than, we gonna have the gold and all that, but that's gonna be nothing. To see a brother with gold on, we just gonna be like, he is Israel, he is king. What the fuck? And then he gonna be like, yo, like now, brothers just see me like, yo, oh, like, yo, you got a new chain, y'all, oh, this and that. But to us seeing brothers with different jewelry and shit like that, that shit is gonna just be like regular. It's not gonna really like mean nothing. What's the riches that's gonna mean something to us when the new planets get unlocked? We gonna be thinking like that, man, I'm gonna wait till you go open up another solar system, man, to see what's up there, man, because I know he got some shit up there. Those the real riches we gonna be focusing. You know what I'm saying? But them gold and the pearls and the rubies and all that, now maybe when we first go into transition, but after a while into rulership, it's gonna be like, oh, that's nothing. Like, we all got that. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of our, like, who we are. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? That's like putting on socks. But now when you poor and don't have it, you worship those things because you don't have it. But really, it's nothing.
Hey, what Kanye said, having money is not everything, but not having it is. The fact that you don't not have money, that's why everybody's always focused on getting money. But somebody that has money, like Mayweather or Kanye, they're not thinking about money. You know what I mean? They already got it. That's why you see Mayweather throwing money at the camera like that. It's nothing. It's nothing. But you see, you won't see a nigga that don't got money doing that shit. You know what I mean? If they came across $100,000, if I came across $100,000, I'm not gonna be grabbing that shit, I'm holding that shit. I ain't gonna be like, nah, this shit ain't nothing. You know what I mean? But that's how I was saying, that's how in the kingdom, we're not gonna be over here like, yeah, you see these gold chains, like, that's just what it's gonna be on us, man. And that's why these other nations wanna look at us like with so admiration, because not just gold, but the rubies, the sapphire, the onyx, you got different
We
gems.
gonna have jewelers and making us different shit. A brother might be like, oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, my jeweler made it. I got something similar to that. Maybe next week I'll show you.
Have
You
make
know?
you one.
Oh yeah, you know, something like that. Like, matter of fact, I'll have him make you one. All right, bet. So what's going on for dinner? No, I understand. It's over here. It's it. It's gonna just be the shit. Just gonna be regular. Like, dude got on mad cars. Not gonna be like, yo, you got the Audi R8. It's just gonna be like, oh, he drove another. Like, rich people be like, oh, he drove one of his other cars today. Yeah. But it's not. They're not impressed by it. They call them their toys.
My toys.
Yeah, I just bought a new toy. What you got? Oh, a yacht, so and such. Oh, okay, I got the, so and such. All right. So what's up with that business deal? Oh, yeah. How's clearing the kids? Oh, okay, yeah. I was on one of my toys. Okay, I didn't see you out there. Oh, I bought another one.
I got the G8.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. That's it.
And it's like that's how you know somebody ain't have nothing coming up, because they're so willing to just be flashing the new achievement. Because that's a chick that got a Louis Vuitton bag that from the projects, and now she got a little crib and this, that, and the third. Like, that's an accomplishment, because why? You came up. That's why they say moving on up. So we're going to, just like now, how we used to these vile bodies and people just dying, we're going to be used to being immortal. We're going to be used to just having to fly stuff to where it's not going to mean nothing because that's our way of life.
They say outer show is a poor excuse for inner worth. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to show that outer appearance, but you feel like shit on the inside. You feel low on the inside, so you use that outer appearance to try to boost your image up. And that's why people stay poor a lot in the ghetto, because they worry too much about what people think about them. So they buy shit in the eyes of other people so they could be accepted by them. That's why it's also why I say don't spend money you don't have to impress people you don't like. You know what I'm saying? But Jake, they do that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? These people don't like you and you don't like them, but you want their approval, and you don't have the funds to be buying all of these expensive items, but you burden yourself and you put yourself in this financial bond just so you can get approved by these people that you don't like and they deep inside don't like you.
And that's common amongst a lot of females too, man. You remember that movie White Chicks? The two chicks, they was beefing, but like the girls only try to impress the chick they don't like. Like that mean girl type stuff. Like even though they don't like each other, but everybody want to outdo the next. Now they want to show I got the best dress, I got the best jewelry, I got the best husband, this, that, and the third. Because while they're trying to impress, they're trying to. What's that? What we read yesterday? Things that esteem of man is an abomination to the Lord. Because the Lord don't care about none of that stuff. The Lord don't care about you was the flyest man in high school. What does that mean? What does that mean for you now?
He said, I will give you silver like you got brass.
Yeah.
I will give you gold like silver.
Yeah.
So when he released all these different treasures, that's going to be nothing. But to the heathen, that's going to be everything.
And it's
hey, Jay-Z, niggas mad because I brag about the cash I got, but I'm used to not having a lot. You know what I'm saying? And when you come from that poor state and you get the slightest thing of riches, what Jake gonna do, they instantly want to show it off. I mean, so look at everybody, look at my accomplishments so they can get praised. And when they get praised, it boosts their ego, so now they feel like somebody. But in the same token, you cause a lot of enemies and you make yourself a target all in the same motion. Right. So book of Psalms chapter 73, verse 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Ooh.
Hey, that's our people, man, because they see these people, like the celebrities and the corporate millionaires. They see that, and that's what's esteemed to, like, yo, you want to get that level.
You know what? Envy is different. How the elders say, envy is different from anger. When you're angry at somebody, you don't want to be like this. You know what I mean? You're mad at them. But when you're envious, you want to emulate what they have.
Yep.
You want to emulate that type of lifestyle, and that's the reason why Jake are so wicked, because
not
they're
just that you don't you emulate it, you also don't want them to have it.
You don't want, yeah.
Because I met this street dude. He was like, yo, he had basically a Monte Carlo when they first came out, the little slim light one, the SS. He was like, yo, how is it that niggas with Benzes and shit envying me? So I was like, yeah, I was young. I was like a young little knucklehead at the time, but that always hit me. I'm like, yeah, he said people that got more money than him still envy him. So that envy thing is like, sometimes it's not like, yo, it's not that I want what you got. I don't even want what you got, but what you got, I don't want you to have it.
That's hating.
It's like, yo, it's hating, but it's coveted, it's envy, and it's jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Because I want what you got, not only meaning like, look, okay, I got what you got, but no, I also don't want you to have it. So that's when you go into killing the nigga, because it's just like, yo, I don't want, like, people get mad because you get the same car as them. Because it'd be like, all right, we got the same car, but nigga, I'm supposed to shine with this car. You can't pull up with the same car as me. Nigga, you trying to outdo me. So now it's an envious thing, like, this nigga trying to steal my glory. And then you get into fights and brawl. I think you said something like that at the job, right?
Somebody, I was a co-worker at my job, and he seen came in with my car that I got now, and he said, he put me to the side. He said, yo, would you know, are you okay if I get a car like that, like what you got, but an upgrade? I said, brother, I don't care. Why you fucking with this? Like, I'm not, like, I don't understand. Like, niggas, like, some niggas be on some shit like, oh, you trying to take my shine, my glory, whatever. Like, you trying to be like me, whatever. Like, nah, it's not like that. It's all alone. Like, I want you to have.
Hey, the brother had
like
this car. Didn't you have a black one like that?
Yeah.
Anybody tripping over that?
Right, it's a fucking car.
But niggas in the world think like that.
Right,
And like what I was getting to the point is, was going back, since I was foolish, I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. That's going to how Jake right now looks at Esau, because Esau is wicked, but he's on a high estate. You see Esau got the yachts, they got the gold, they got the nice cars and things of that nature. So Jake, they want that. So what do they got to do? That's why Yahawashi said what? What is the profit of man if he sell the world? I mean, sell his soul and gain the world. I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's sell his soul and gain the whole world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you doing that to accomplish something that a wicked person or wicked people are doing. And that's why ultimately it's going to be for your demise, because how they got to that is being wicked. So now you're trying to emulate, that's how I was going before, you're trying to emulate them to get what they have, and ultimately you're actually just being wicked just so you can gain riches.
There you go. Proverbs 24:1. Be now thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart study destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
There you go. So they're doing, and that's the majority of Israel. That's why Yahawashi said, you have your father the devil, because the lust of your father you shall do. So they said they just study to do mischief. Yeah. Wow.
Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
Jealous, that's what the word envy is, qadna, thing I just looked at, which means jealous. Jealousy.
Neither desire to be with them. Because a lot of times you will see them, like people join gangs, you will see them with the red flags, the groups, they got the cars, the low riders and shit. You will envy that, and then you'll want to get down. You'll want to be a part of it. But it said don't do it, because what? At the end of the day, the feds going to come down, people going to get indicted, people going to get football numbers and all of that. So that's why I said that, because when a lot of times you envious, if you don't want to take what they got, a lot of times you'll want to become a part of whatever scheme or whatever wickedness they got going on, so you could obtain the things that they got. You know what I mean? You'll be willing to sell your soul or get cutthroat. Like this dude jump out of this vet, somebody be like, yo man, what you doing? How could I get down? Because and he'd be like, he might tell you, nah, you don't want to get involved with the shit I do. And you'll be like, man, listen, man, the whip that, man, listen, man, whatever, well, just tell me what I got to do, you know?
Oh, they'll come around in the vet into the hood where poor niggas is at, and they'll, you like this? You want something like this? Hop in, I'll show you how to get it. And they have you selling drugs. That's why they, like niggas that sell drugs, like kingpins or whatever, they go after the youth, because the youth get attracted by these things. So a nigga start selling drugs at like 13, 14 years old because they see the OG coming through with a Bentley or some shit. And he's like, oh, you want something like this? Well, I'll show you how to get it.
Right. Let me finish.
Say the book.
24:1. 24:1.
No, he said it something. You have a precept, you said?
Okay.
God, oh, yep.
I'm gonna read this one more time. Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
That's why I do say you don't want to get into this, man. Because these people are not going to tell you what they really did to get to their accomplishments, man.
Unless they see that you really want it.
Yeah, and you think these celebrities, they just talk about, they always say like, oh, just hard work and I just grind it. But they don't tell them about them little secret meetings and them parties you went to also. That's what you got to find out if you really trying to get down. You know what I'm saying? So they got to show you just the regular part, like, yeah, just work.
Level.
Yeah.
That's why they got the different levels of masonry. You get to the top levels, it's like, all right, this is what if you really want to get all this glory and into this extreme level, this is what you really got to get into. Yeah. They're not going to just hit you with the 33rd degree. Yeah. They're going to start at the first degree. See how far down you're willing to go into this rabbit hole.
And that's why you have a lot of people that kind of just win in the wind. That people that were in the entertainment industry, or actors, or singers, or rappers. Because you can't be a person that you love making music, and all of a sudden you just fall back like completely. Like you thought your desire was to get a record deal, because they say once you get a record deal, that's when it really starts. So like when people get record deals, that's when their whole demeanor change. You know what I'm saying? Like when they always get these child actors and actresses, and then what happens when they get older? They be a bunch of drug addicts. They be all like bugged out.
They start throwing up and they do Masonic symbols in their movie. I mean, in their music videos and things like that. That's them basically showing that they're willing to be in league with the wicked in order to achieve these things, man. That's why you constantly see Beyonce throwing up Masonic symbols. You just had Cardi B came out and she's dressed up in all red, like a red suit, devil suit and some shit. And she's sitting down in the Kali, I think it's Kali position, where her legs open and some shit like that. All these things, people are looking at that and thinking, oh, it's just, you know, it's just a picture. Yeah, just being crazy. But no, that's her showing that she's in league with the evil of the demonic spirits in order to get to those levels.
And that's what they make them do.
I was gonna say what Dave Chappelle said. He said these people are so strong to get to this level, and all of a sudden they just go crazy. He's like, maybe they're not crazy, maybe it's the environment around them that is crazy. And that's exactly what it is. It's the whole industry.
Umbrella.
The brother said, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26. It says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them.
And that's a bad thing. Word, it's a seducer them. So it makes you think like, damn, you already like when you seduce somebody, you already got them. You know what I'm saying? They see that you already got them, like they're already intrigued. You know what I'm saying? So like the seducer, and it starts with your eyes.
And that's why Jake ain't supposed to be around Esau like that, man. That's why the Lord had us so cut off when we went to the land. We wasn't supposed to be mingling and having these other heathens around us, man. Because we're in his flesh, so it's going to be tempting. Our flesh is weak, as YAHAWASHI said. So these evil things that people are doing, it can seduce you if you're close to them. That's why ultimately, even when you're in his truth, it's more, especially if you're young in his truth, it's more prudent for you to be around brothers of the like mind. Because you're not gonna, if you're coming to the truth, but you're still hanging around niggas that smoke, you're still hanging around niggas that commit adultery, you know, all these things.
Bro, wanting a king.
Yeah.
From the other nations.
God,
So how the other nations.
You start doing all these things, what is gonna happen? You're gonna be seduced by these things, man. You know? And Israel as a general, being amongst Esau, being amongst these heathens, thinking that being in Babylon, because that's what Babylon is, confusion, you're going to be seduced. Israel is going to be seduced and has been seduced by the ways of wicked. That's why you got Jake going on. Jake didn't learn, Jake wasn't murderers from the beginning. Esau, the scripture says that Cain was a murderer from the beginning. Jake wasn't adulterers or adulteresses. All the laws that Moses gave us was the things that these heathens were doing that the Lord said don't do. He said the Egyptians do this. Don't make cuttings for your flesh for the dead. Jake was learning that shit from what? These heathens from the Egyptians. All these things that Jake goes off in, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
The voodoo, they put that up from the Hamites and the black magic while they was in Africa, the Old Bay and all of that, they picked that up from him.
Yep. Hey, the different religions, Islam, all these different things. It's perpetuated by what? By these heathens, man. And Jake taps into it. That's why we're telling our people, as YAHAWASHI said, be holy as your Father in heaven is holy. And what does the word holy mean? It means to be separate. And that's what Jake don't understand about Israel, man. They don't understand about this.
Saint means too, to be separate.
They think that everybody can be included in this, but you try to include everybody is the actual reason why you're being destroyed, or why you're gonna have a downfall. Is the fact that you gotta get it through your mind that this is only for us, man. That's the main thing, that when you come into this truth, you gotta realize that, yo, it's a separatist thing, man. And you can chop it up, oh, that's racist, whatever. Yes, the Most High separated the children of Israel. When he said, when I separated the sons of Adam, I set the bounds of the people according to the children of Israel. Jacob is a lot of my portion. So you're supposed to be separate from these people, not try to include them.
I got precepts. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 5. Then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. Verse 6. But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, then will I cut Israel out of the land which I have given them, and the house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. Like you said, this is for us. So the Lord didn't jack these heathens for eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster and cuttings in their flesh. You know what I'm saying? But he gave statutes to Israel. This is your duty to do. You were not supposed to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing, you're taking yourself down. You know what I mean? You the way we stayed at an elevated level over these nations was by following the law, such commandments of our Heavenly Father, not by doing what they doing. Because what's the point of us being separate? How you gonna be? You got delivered by the Almighty power, and all He did was give you some rules, and you're gonna be like, you know what? We're gonna do what they do instead. Right. What is that benefiting you? You've been following these other gods and all these other nations, entities for ages, man. And it's gotten you nowhere. It's putting you more and more at the bottom. So now you at the damn near bottom. You are the bottom.
And that's why these
bottom of the bottom.
Especially during this times right now, they make all these commercials about directing Israel to go vote.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They never say anything about the Chinese or the fucking Elam. I never seen an Indian commercial said, go to vote, your vote matters. I never seen that shit. It's always Jake. All these commercials, they got niggas up there or women up there, black women up there talking about your vote counts. We need to go vote. Yeah. They have celebrities do it, basketball players, all that.
That P. Diddy vote or die?
Yeah. They doing all that because Esau ultimately wants our people to be he wants to include our people to have the mindset of being included in their shit, man, instead of being separate.
And that keeps them in power. Because as long as we away from our God, they stay in power. That's the key of them ruling. That's why they'll give you, they won't just treat you bad, but they'll give you so-called goodies like record labels, anything that to distract you and pull you away from the Heavenly Father. As long as we good with the Heavenly Father, they'll get pulled out of power. But if we bad with the Heavenly Father, they stay in power.
I don't know if we read this before, but Proverbs 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
None of his ways, man. So none. Zero. Don't do nothing what these other nations are doing. It's simple. Yeah, the oppressor at that. So that's who's on top of you, man. You know what I'm saying? But you're people are like, yo, you know what? It's not all bad. Because like I said, like when I did that job last week, I was with a Muslim, a Christian, a Rastafarian, me being an Israelite, and my cousin, he just say he's spiritual. But and they all Israelites though. People don't get like, yo, this thing of ours is not art. It's like, can they say, oh, you in the Israelite stuff? I really hate hearing that shit. Cause it's like saying basically like you on that black people stuff. Like you are an Israelite. It's not my thing. It's not this brother's thing, not this brother's thing. This is all our thing. That's the whole problem. Cause it said if Israel went off, I was gonna cut you out of the land, and you gonna become a byword. You fucking niggas, spicks, African Americans. Those are bywords, man. Thugs, gangsters,
Criminals,
porch monkeys, wetbacks. That's bywords, man. That's derogatory, man. And Christian. You know what I'm saying? You Roman Catholic. All that stuff is you going off and following these other nations, what they doing, man. And that's what, and even the voting stuff. Didn't the Lord say, don't put a deed that's over another nation over you? Biden is not an Israelite. Why are you talking about he's going to help you do anything?
Hey, going back to that scripture, I'm reading again. It says, envy thou not the oppressor. That word oppressor goes into the word the violent, the cruel, the unjust. All right? It says the unrighteous.
Right.
It says, and choose none of his ways. You go into the word choose. It says to decide, elect, or to try.
To try.
Don't try his ways,
none of his ways.
And that's you voting, you doing all these things. Yeah, the election. It said to elect, to chosen, to appoint, to join.
Say elect?
It says elect. So you doing that, you're literally going off, man. You're going off from the scriptures. You're going off in the eyes of the Lord. You seeing all these jakes out here voting, my vote counts. The Lord looking at you like, yo, you're abominable, man. You're an abomination to the Most High, man. And it's crazy because when you tell people you don't vote, you tell Jake that I don't vote. People like, oh, how you not vote? Like, they look at us like we're wrong, man. No, but you're the one that's wrong.
Man, you got Uber and Lyft hitting me up talking about some, did you vote? I'm like, what the hell is this?
He's saying like, yo, make sure you register.
Oh yeah, like I ain't even a registered voter.
Me neither.
I'm not even registered to vote. You asking me did I vote?
But I said they want to get you. They want to get you to register. That's why they're gonna continue to put it. And if you weak-minded, you're gonna be like, you know what? What other option do I have to make a change? Because that's what they really doing to make you feel important. They make you feel important by saying your vote matters, but your vote really don't matter.
Bush stole the election from Kerry.
Huh?
He clearly stole Florida.
Yep.
Nobody came in and said, hold up, we gotta do this shit over with. They're like, Kerry, you lost, fuck out of here. Bush, recount. Nobody did a recount. Nobody did nothing. He clearly stole the election, man. Bitch James 4-4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses. Know ye not that friendship of the world is enmity with God?
Enmity.
Who therefore, whatever would be a friend of the world, is the enemy of Yahawah.
And this world, as we speak, this world. So, damn. All of this, yeah. I ain't trying to fight with that.
The system costs more than the car.
It said, he that's a friend of the world is an enemy to the Most High, man. Why do you want to be an enemy to the Most High? Don't you know he created everything that ever existed? Like, he's literally the creator. Like, there's no limit. And all he said is, you friend of this world, you're enemy to me. You really want that sauce?
And it's funny, it's not funny, but it's like, why would the Lord say that? Because he created the world, right? So why would you not like the world? And it's because of who is in rulership of the world. It's because the energy, the vibration that the Lord set up right now is of the devil, is of Satan, is of the wicked. Yeah. So if you're saying that you like this world, that you are comfortable, or that you are friends with this world, that means that you are, and that's saying that you enjoy, or you like, or you want to be friends with evil. You want to be friends with unrighteousness.
And being friends with, you in agreement with, like voting and things of that nature.
And people get so simple to say the world, talking about the planet, but it's clearly different between the world and the earth, man. He didn't say the friend of the earth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the friend of this world is the structure of it, the setup of it, you know what I'm saying?
Contentment means like the actual planet Earth, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why it's good to look up words.
Yeah, it's very good. And like, you know, and I've come to, like, over the last little bit of time, like, getting more into words, because that actually helps you understand the scriptures more. Because when you go into the words, like, say, I was talking to a brother the other day, that word neighbor is different in the book of Exodus than it is in Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? It actually talk about it's a kinsman. Because back then it talk about your Israelite brother, your Israelite neighbor. You know what I'm saying? But in a certain scripture, a different word, the same word can mean a different thing in a certain scripture. You know what I'm saying? And that matters, man, because that helps you build your understanding. It helps you help sharpen your iron, man. Because like this is all a knowledge thing, man. And and the Lord said that wisdom is the best thing to have in these times. Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times. That's not right. Your money, not your credit score, not your career. People are losing their careers. People are losing their jobs. Businesses are closing down. People are dying from a so-called a coronavirus. All that stuff don't matter. What matters now is the Lord said to what? To establish your hearts to Him. Bring yourself back to Him. This world is done. Like, this world is done. All the aspirations and stuff, now it's all about, like, yo, get in where you fit in. Because, like, it's nothing else this world could do to be, it's reached its plateau. Now it's on a decline. And that's what people don't understand. They actually think that it's down, but it's going to somehow get back up, and it's going to be what exactly for you niggas. Like, when it gets back up, that means you're going to be back down.
They already down.
You should hope it goes down more, because it seems like Jacob's kind of going up. I see a lot of,
that's the vibration that people don't understand about Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau can never be on the same level. They're literally set one against another. Yeah. Jacob represents obviously righteous, and Esau is wicked. So how are you going to have Esau and Jacob together on the same level when they're completely on a seesaw? It's like when you're on a seesaw. When one person always going to be on top, one person always going to be on the bottom. You can't be on the seesaw and be at the same level. It's not possible, man. And that's what the world is. The world, the establishment, the systems of the world is either, if Jacob is good, that means Esau not going to be good. If Esau is good, that means Jacob is not going to be good. That's why these devils know about the kingdom, talk about these elites. They know that the kingdom of heaven is not for them, man. And they know that they're actually going to be in the worst position ever of their existence in the kingdom of heaven. That's why they're trying to go into Mars and into to another planet. They're trying to escape the next world, the next age, because they know what? That age is where they're not going to be good at.
And so they're gonna hide in the skies and in the underground. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And in sea.
And it's a God, yeah.
But 1 John 4:4, you of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore they speak of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of God, and he that know of God heareth us. He that is not of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, hear not us. Hereby we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
And the majority of this world are the ones that don't hear the voice of Yahweh.
Nah, because you can't hold conversations, spiritual conversations with worldly people.
Word.
You could talk to them about like the weather, voting, sports, but you can't talk about them about a man flying and spiritual powers and different things of that nature. You can't talk to them about these things because it'll just go over their head. So you deal with them on their level.
And let alone talk about things being above these other nations on some rulership type stuff. They don't want to hear about that. They want to maintain here. Like
again, they want to mingle. They want to choose.
Yeah.
They want to be seduced with the heathens, man.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, these heathens are losing their stuff too. It ain't just Esau, man. When the Lord says he's gonna come and visit the earth, and these heathens are gonna get remember he said the curse is gonna be falling on them. So it's not just Esau, it's all these other nations, man. Because for what? Think about it. If Jacob is who they make their money off of, and Jacob is getting definitely messed up, how are they gonna make money? Like the brother said, yeah, the whole thing for these heathens being on top is Jacob's consumption. And Jacob's being on the bottom. So if Jacob can't consume, and if Jacob is no more, how is this kingdom gonna last? That's why they continue. They're trying to like bring back the sports. You know what I mean? Like all the other perks of this world. But it's like it's not the same no more. It's lost its essence.
And it's even why that Jacob trouble is gonna come, because on top of Jake not really consuming no more because of the economy and shit of that nature, which is not benefiting Esau and these other nations. On top of that, Jake is becoming more awoke and more what's the word I'm looking for? More readily to combat these heathens, man. Like you got people that not even in the truth that be telling these Edomites that you guys are the devils, we're the chosen, but they don't even know the full thing about it. But that right there is enough for Esau to get mad. Like first off, you're not helping my kingdom to be to keep running. On top of that, you're thinking that you're better than me. On top of that you calling me a devil. That's why Jacob trouble is going to come. That's why these people are going to come at Jake, because they're not, to them now, Jake has no need to be in their kingdom. So now just, you know what, we got to try to kill these niggas, and that's when the Lord is going to establish that standard for us, man.
Yeah, and that's why he's going to jack Esau up, because I got a piece of this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 12. It says, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. Because right now the Esau is prospering, but how much is he's not prospering like a Yusuf. America is not that, it doesn't have that gold, the cup is getting a little less golden. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau's kingdom is falling. That's why it says Babylon is fallen. It is fallen. Why? Because everything that made Babylon strong is weak now, man. Including the whole like sports world and the movie world. You got movie theaters closing. Was it Regals had they closing all the American spots?
My Eve done went out with her niece to a fucking drive-in movie theater.
Yeah, I heard they bring them back up.
And they showed fucking old Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
She watched that. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And she didn't even enjoy it because she went to the one in Brooklyn and it was just overpacked.
I bet.
So she like, man, I'm gonna drive to the one out in Jersey. Hopefully it's less people. And you know, you could just sit in there in a car and watch a drive-up movie, but it ain't even no latest movie. You watching old ass throwback shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Friday and shit with ice cream.
Hey. Hey, there's a scripture that say, I'll pull it out. It's the book of First Corinthians chapter, I believe I want to say it's 7.
Hey man, and that's better. And it said, better is it to be in the house of mourning than the house of mirth. Because now the house of mirth about to be the house of mourning. Because what, these clubs ain't open, And I seen some artists post it. It said basically, cause remember that picture was like people in the music industry need to start finding a better occupation.
Yeah.
Because why? This thing is lingering. Ain't no concerts, ain't no shows. That's why everybody doing these live stream performances.
Man, that's why the daughters of music should be brought low.
Oh, perfect. And it's not like they can't sing no more, but it's like you're not gonna be. It's not lucrative no more.
In order to sing, you gotta go to venues.
Yeah.
But the way, because of this whole pandemic, there's no venues. Because that's how they say that, like, the majority of artists make their money off of what? Tours. Shows. It's not really the albums dropping. That goes to the company. They make their money by actually doing the legwork and going to these stores and shows. Chris Brown did like 100 cities in like 50 days or some crazy shit.
Years in a row.
Yeah. Like he did 100 cities in like, I think it was like a matter of like, it was less than 100 days. I know that for sure.
Like the whole spring?
He was moving.
Like every other day.
It was one day. And you know how you gotta, what do you gotta do to do that? You gotta take fucking some type of drugs. You taking some type of cocaine and some shit to stay awake and shit. You going from fucking Barclays to Prudential to fucking Baltimore to DC to Chicago. You do all that shit, man. And you know he don't just do that.
Yeah,
you doing backflips, fucking.
That's why like when
we gotta do a mixed tour. I'm like, yo, who else wanna get down with this shit, man? Cause
and think about and that's money out of his pocket because he gotta pay for that. Like I don't know if the regulator pays for that. Like the actual tour.
God,
you know what I'm saying?
But he get it back because he get sold out shows.
Yeah. So you fit the balance.
That's what we said. It's just high paid slaves.
Yeah, because I know you don't want to sing and dance all the time.
Singing dance for 100 cities.
And I went to the show
That's hell, bro.
And I went to the show.
That's hell.
And I went to the show in 2017. Yo, first off, he descended from the top. So that's energy right there because he's flipping and like with the string. You know what I'm saying? So he's flipping and then come down and then you still got dance and that's just to start songs. You know what I mean? And you still gotta perform and you gotta like other people gotta perform.
Because the thing is, like you do a job or our job, like sometimes we might not feel like doing the job, but we still do it. So we come with low energy. You doing that, you can't come with low energy. The whole thing about a good performance is that you gotta have high energy, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be coked up. You gotta be
That's what I'm saying. They have to go on something, man. You gotta be on something because your energy is what is making the thing live.
Right.
So if you're not coming with that energy that you pumped up, you gotta be all that shit over and over, the same songs over and over, man.
I know you gotta leave, but excuse me, miss. Then you gotta say that shit 1,000 times.
And you gotta
See
remember
you from across the room.
And check this out. You gotta remember too, because he went the whole U.S. tour. So like you gotta remember, at a certain place like a Miami or Los Angeles, you gotta be more live.
Hell
That
yeah.
like Atlanta, Miami, like Chicago, any like major city, you gotta bring a major energy because that venue is gonna be bigger. And there's gonna be more people, they're gonna be lit. So that you gotta, I mean, that's why I remember he said something like, yo, the energy in Miami, yo, I love the energy because it makes him do better. Wow. And that's the energy because you know you tired as hell after, like, damn, like, I'm sorry, he ain't that young no more. Like, he young, but like, you know, like, you hit that 30 mark, it's like, damn, like, probably got a little ice tub in the,
I'm about to cut out a couple of these
yeah,
clips.
I landed, my knee was like,
Hey, yo, but from that, even after you do that, you on a road to the next
travel,
tour.
yeah, that's time consuming too.
Then you took all them drugs, you probably can't even sleep on the bus. Because you all wired the fuck up.
Right.
Because that shit don't just come down when you want it to.
Yeah.
You gotta let it pass through. But when you are ready to sleep, it's like, look, your show is in the next hour. You gotta do another show.
I think we did.
Adderall,
I think we did is every other day. So like, if you have Prudential, he'll go. Like if you have Prudential today, he'll go to the Berkeley's Monday. So like maybe that one day it'd be like a little bit of rest, but that's still not that good a rest because you're not you just sleeping all day.
You also got to
rehearse.
Yeah, rehearse.
So that day is rehearsal. Yeah, it's like
Practice? We talking about practice.
and that's all the nations, all these people, man.
But as we
Yo,
was going
that's
into
hell,
what
man.
we was going into,
That's hell,
the fact that
bro.
they can't do that because of the whole coronavirus shit.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
they're
yeah.
losing money. but he don't know anything else to do. Like, I mean, he probably don't need money right now. But like, let's say somebody that was just getting on, you know what I mean? That was trying to get into that level. You can't do that shit now because
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
Or somebody's not that lit.
somebody that's not that lit. But so what are you gonna do? You gonna become a fucking janitor? Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But you already had in your mindset, like, yo, I'm about to get on. I'm about to be a rapper. I'm about to do all this and that. And that's why the scripture says this. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 22. It says, verse 31. It says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
Absolutely, man.
And that's what's happening right now. The fashions of this world is passing away. That's why that article came out where the guy told artists to look into another employment, another occupation, man. You ain't gonna be no. This whole summer you had the what's that shit called? Coachella. That shit was canceled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you had a lot of people that had
A lot of them artists dumb as hell. I mean, ain't no jobs anyway.
Yeah.
But a lot of them artists be like athletes. They be dumb as hell upstairs.
That's why you had the whole shit on social media with what's that nigga name? Tory Lanez with the quarantine radio show.
live joint,
Like he became a fucking radio host, man. He made his own radios and shit, radio shit.
Like live streaming.
But yeah, live streaming. But you want to do a live streaming, be performing in your crib, you're having mad people watching you on fucking live, like the whole versus shit that they do on there. All that shit, they not making money off of that shit, man. Because understand that people, they try to make that shit like you gotta pay to watch the versus. Ain't nobody gonna pay that. Anybody gonna pay to watch the versus?
Hell no, you gotta be lame as hell.
The football players, they playing a whole game with nobody in the stands. You know that shit is to them that shit whack. And then on top of that, you got a lot of
perform properly.
Yeah. You on top of that, you got a lot of these teams now are having outbreaks of the virus. So that's cutting them off. And the owners, they're losing money because they're still paying their players, but they're not getting the revenue from the people, from the fans coming in.
You're not bringing in that much revenue, as much money that you got put out.
And Esau, these are owners of these teams. He's all about the bottom line. They call it the dollar bill. So let's say this happens not just this season. Lord forbid we hear next season. Let's say next season there's no fans. What are they gonna do? Like, you know what? This is not profitable for us. Remember, the NFL, these sporting things, that's a business. To us, it might just look like, oh, this is a game, but that's at the end of the day, it's a business. And if that business is not being profitable, just like any store that closes down, a JCPenney's, a H&M, if that business is not profitable, what is going to happen? It's going to close down. Right. And in order for the business of a sporting event to bring in money, you got to have what? Tickets, fans, all that shit.
You got to have it consumed.
All that beer and
you got to
parking. The tickets is like $200 just to be all in the nosebleeds. That means if you want a good seat, it's gonna be like $500-600.
Forget the tickets, those condiments, the beer and the shit
beer
they
like
be selling there, they be killing them on that shit.
I never forget you. I went to a Nets game. I went to a Nets game in New Jersey when they was in New Jersey still. You know, a little brisk iced tea. That shit was $5. Like I'm not talking. I'm talking about the little bottle.
Like movie price.
Yeah, like I think it's a little more because like if you get a meal of chicken finger and fries, it might be like $10. Like at a sports arena. And that's how they bank their money. How you think they're able to pay all these athletes that much money?
Word.
Like them beers and the people buy those. Cause like we say, like these Edomites, they be in these, they buy that stuff. Yeah. They're not like Jake, like like damn. Esau buy everything. He got that. Cause they actually set a day to do that.
They be in the parking lot, all that shit with their TV. Vans and
the RVCs and shit.
All that shit,
and I believe
man.
parking in MetLife is $30.
Yep.
Because I remember I went to Summer Jam years ago. We all put in $10, and there's 3 of us. The parking is $30 each car. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how many people is in the MetLife Stadium game. That's $30. That's $30. Every person, if every person got a car, because some people came together. You know what I mean? But even still, the drinks. Now, if you think about it, you got to pay money to upkeep the building. If nobody's there, they're not going to be upkeeping the building like that. So who's out of work? The people that upkept the building. It's like a trickle effect. It's not just the athletes and the consumers that watch it. It's the people that actually work in those buildings, man. Those big ass arenas, man. The whole point of it is to be people in it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
hey, that's why even like with malls, a lot of malls you see now are closing down because people are not going to the malls. These stores are like you said, it's a trickle effect. Yep. People are online shopping now, but a lot of people online shopping is now affecting what? The landlords of these malls, the actual story of the brick and mortar, they call it the retail apocalypse.
Yeah.
All that is affecting the whole economy, the whole system of this place,
And a
man.
lot of people is making like their own products and shit like that.
Yeah.
A lot of, and that's killing like Palmer's and all these other brands. Because a lot of people was getting hit to like the coconut oil and
Ingredients,
shit
yeah.
like that. People
Java
making,
oil.
and people making like their own products. And you got shit like Shopify. You got shit like these different sites,
Like eBay
and shit like that, where people is becoming like their own stores, where you could just load up different shit and sell it to like the general public.
And that's
you
how it was
could-
in the ancient
I'm about to
world.
say, that's how it was back in the just going back to the days of old. That's a little trickle. You know what I'm saying? But like it's still in Esau's kingdom. But like at the end of the day, the way this is going, it's like it's a shift. And it's shifting down. You know what I mean? Like, and people see it, and you can't deny it. Cause now it's at the point like you can't deny it. You know when they say seeing is believing, right? Well, you seen it. You seen these businesses close down. You're seeing it. If Regal's closed off all the U.S. spots, is that not gonna affect the people that work there? Even if that was their second job. If that was your second job, that means you can't foot the bills you had that second source of income was helping you do. So it's not any job that somebody has where people are like, I don't even care about this job, it's just BS. They just really don't want to be there.
And it's partial unemployment
Gone.
that they give you. So you can't even claim, and that shit not as like when the virus first hit. That shit take a little minute to come. Cause I know a couple people that applied, and that shit ain't come for a little while.
Yeah. And like, it's just messed up.
1 Peter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch until prayer.
At the end of all things. And we say, people say, see, the end of all things. Everybody. No, that's the end of all things here, man. Everything lucrative here is being hit. You know why? Because the Lord said, what? I'm going to come and visit the earth. And who's numero uno on the list to get that work? Or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? It's America. Babylon the Great. That's this place. The place that the Lord said is great indignation shall visit. It's going to come here. Because this is a place where it said, wickedness is running forth wild, man. But it's nothing but wickedness here. Ain't nothing you can say about America that's righteous.
And they said that America, you have the Iranians always say that America's tentacles are in all the nations. So if America is wicked and it's touching all nations, that means everything else is wicked. That's why I told you in the book of 1 John that we know that the whole world lieth in wickedness. So if the whole world is lying in wickedness because the head is wicked, then that means that's why the Lord is visiting this place, man. Yep. That's why the fashion of this world is going to be destroyed because everything is wicked. Like how Apocalypse said, through the ashes of this world, we'll build a better one.
Right.
That's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to burn this place down, burn America, completely destroy America, and he's going to establish his kingdom through his son YAHAWASHI and the elect after he takes out this kingdom. I got a quick precept just to back it up. What's that? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Oh, see, that goes to if somebody get ruled and somebody has to rule. That's how it's always been. That's how it's been since the day of time.
Since the dawn of man.
Yeah, I should say. The dawn of man. So they just mad because it's their turn is up. You know, like it's only like you on a controller and like damn, like you lost. You gotta get off the sticks.
Yeah, you don't want to get off
the throne.
it.
Yeah, you gotta get off the throne, but you gotta get it thrown up. These devils about to they have to get, and you know what? And they're not giving it up, it's being taken from them. You know what I'm saying? It's being taken. That's why the Lord said, what? They shall take the kingdom. They ain't gonna, not Esau gonna be like, you know what? No, I've ruled enough. You can have it. You can here you go, Lord. Yeah, Yahawashi. No.
He gonna even try to fight Yahawashi.
Yeah, he gonna try to fight it. Cause he don't want to let it go now. And that's why they doing this. Cause really, they had to come to an agreement with that NBA bubble. Like that wasn't like set in stone when they first talked about it. That it could have not have went down. But now they do it. All right, now they have no people there in the football stands. But that like brother said, like that's the end of all things. Because nobody ever thought that would ever happen. Now you in a big ass arena, like somebody scores like.
They got fake noise out there.
Yeah, trying to keep
really pumping fake noise
it's
into
fake.
the system.
That's what I'm saying. It's not this shit. This stuff is not real. what you like and what you think is cool, it
God
only lasts.
damn.
What it said, what?
That's
These
bad.
things are temporary. These are temporary. Now, I mean, Esau had a lease on the world, but his lease is up. And you can't go past, can you go back to lease? You can't go back to, unless you're gonna pay that piper. And he said gonna pay that piper.
Can't pay the piper.
Can't pay the piper. The piper is you getting eliminated. That's your piper being paid.
Lamentations 4 verse
Yeah, I be
21.
hearing devils over talk. Yeah, man, when this thing blows over.
Yeah.
I be like, when this thing blows
We're
over,
gonna
your
get
ass
blow
gonna
up.
be in
Blowing up.
I'm telling that, but I be wanting to say that shit so bad.
We're gonna get through this.
You know, when this thing blows over, you mean blow up?
We're gonna get through this. Don't worry.
We're
Don't
in this
worry.
together.
We've been through hard times before. We've been through it before.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. Like, yo, what? This is new. This is a new thing. Cause not for nothing. This is different. Like they've had a pandemic, so to speak, but not like this and this quick. And then look what it did to the comedy in a short amount, a half a year.
Planet.
Yeah, the planet. You know what I'm saying? So you won't get through this again. This is the
Well,
last
that's what Esau,
one.
the scripture tell you, the pride of his heart deceived him.
Yep, and then the house gonna go forever.
That's why it's going to be so beautiful to watch this devil go down, man. Because you want to see you love to see a nigga that, let's say somebody that's a bully that's talking shit all the time. You see him just get, like when Debo got beat up by Ice Cube. Anybody felt bad for Debo? When they actually mocked him. You got knocked the fuck out. That's what people gonna be saying to Esau, man. They shall narrowly look upon him, saying, "Is this the man that made the whole world to tremble?" And it's gonna be beautiful to watch Esau get taken down and these other nations, man. And it's gonna be beautiful to see YAHAWASHI get his glory and the elect get the glory with YAHAWASHI, man. Because we're the people that nobody expected to get this glory, man. We're the people that nobody thought. It said what? They should be amazed at the strangeness of it. I'm gonna get that. Amazed at the strangeness of their salvation.
We're the other nation gonna see it. Like I read before, it said the other nation gonna see the glory of Israel. They're gonna see the glory of Yahawah by Shem Yahushua through the Israelites. Because what? That's the joint heir. That's who we rocking with.
And they're gonna see a so-called black man come with this power, man.
That's right.
A so-called black man come with all this power and gonna shut up. Remember, the
Dark,
so-called
dark.
black man is the worst thing on this earth to be.
Did you say what I'm saying again?
A so-called black man in this earth, in this
yeah,
world,
yeah.
I should say in this age, a so-called black man is the worst thing to be in the eyes of these people, man. But the Lord gonna come back and make the so-called black and Hispanic, they're all gonna be, one nation of people. They're gonna make that the most precious thing on the earth, man. You're gonna make us being a so-called Israelite man. I'm gonna say Israelite man. An Israelite man is going to be the top thing to be desired to be, man. Women gonna want to be, every single woman gonna be with us, and every single man gonna want to be like us. Talking about these heathens, man.
They want to be like us now,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
hide it.
They say they want to be a nigga, but everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga.
Yup. And they don't want to go through the hardships. They want to say that. It's like we're the opposite of Blade. It's like Blade. They want all his strengths. He had all his strengths and none of their weaknesses. They want all our strengths and none of our weaknesses. You know
Like
what I'm
the
saying?
movie Get Out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face as such as have afflicted him. Before the face as such as has afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. And that's what they do now, man. Speaking about the prophets, nobody makes an account of our labors, of us coming out here and doing this labor of love, man. Of us trying to stay committed, walking this righteous, narrow path. Nobody thinks that this is worth it. Nobody thinks that this has any meaning, man. But it says what? In that day, we're going to stand in great boldness. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for.
They told us on rapture. Like it said that some people are going to see. They're going to the strangeness. That's how glorious it's going to be.
They said, Yahweh said, all eyes shall see it.
Yeah. And every knee shall bow. So like, how you talk about everybody going to make it? People really say that, yo, everybody got a chance. Like there's many might not say everybody going to make it, but everybody has a chance. Everybody don't even have a chance. Like every Israelite don't have a chance. That's why the Lord said what? From elect's sake, the remnant, the remainder of Israel, man. And ultimately the whole nation of Israel gonna be good. But right now, this go around, everybody else, it's choosing time. We gotta make sure we gotta bring ourselves to the, like you always say, bring ourselves to be ready for the bridegroom, man. Because we making ourselves ready for that marriage. Lord, when we be part of that? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, you go to a wedding, everybody ain't getting married.
Everybody ain't getting married. Everybody ain't getting married. They there. You know what I'm saying? But
And that's the thing. They all gonna be there to see the marriage, but you not getting married, man.
it's not your experience. Like you want to see what they're going through. It's like, oh, like, but they ain't gonna clap without salvation. Though once they make it, they're gonna be shook out their mind.
That's it. I'll read it again. It says, and when they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear.
Right.
And they should be amazed and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
Hey, and the Lord, and that's why the Lord he said what? He gonna put everything into remembrance. He gonna put when you mock his men. He gonna put all of what you did throughout all the time, man. Oh, you know, like you go to the movies and like everything that they did, it flashes. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen to that's what I feel is gonna happen to people. Cause what? How they gonna know? Cause they gonna see like, yo, this is why you ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see yourself not being delivered, and the ones you was mocking and scoffing be delivered.
They kind of gonna know now because people not stupid, man.
Yeah.
They know what they doing is off. Now they may not know deep things of the scriptures, but a lot of people know eating pork is off. A lot of people know adultery is off. Like basic right and wrong that they do anyway. They know that, man. So when the judgment is set, they gonna be like, oh, it's time to pay the piper. They gonna know, man.
Ain't know why you know they know adultery and things like homosexuality don't be by you. You know how they know that thing? Yeah. You know how they know? That's how you know, like certain things, like main things like homosexuality and adultery. You know that it's off because what do people? Because what is always people doing it? They're doing it in secret. If you know something is right, what you're doing, you're not gonna do it in secret. Then you like when you creep with another man's wife, what happened? You creeping at nighttime or like when he's away. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're like, hey, I'm coming to have sex with your wife today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it in secret because what? You know that shit was foul. You know it was foul.
What they call homos? And back in the day, they call them what? In the closet?
Down low, yeah. Why you keeping it secret? And now
that's how you know.
Yeah,
this place is even getting more wicked because people are not even.
They open as hell.
Yeah, they're not ashamed of it no more, man.
Yeah.
They got a whole month, 5 months, man.
Yeah.
You got people that actually have people that are not even that practice homosexuality that would argue with you about why it's okay for somebody else to be homosexual, man.
Let them do them, yo. I mean, as long as he don't touch me or nothing.
Yeah, that's their mentality.
Yeah. Let it fly. If it don't fly, let it fly. But that's what the Lord told the prophets to do. And that's why this job sometimes could be stressful because you have to tell people, and the whole thing is about letting everybody do what they want. That's what this kingdom is about. Yo, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't hurt nobody, but you are hurting somebody, you're hurting yourself. If somebody's doing drugs, ain't they destroying themselves? Or you gonna just let them rot and be like, yo, just
or selling drugs.
Or selling drugs.
They could the rival drug dealer could come kill them niggas and couple straight bullets fly through your apartment,
which happens,
and kill your kids.
Yep.
And that happens a lot. Niggas be out front doing shit, gang shooting. Bullet fly through the window, where the scripture death has entered into our window.
Yep, literally.
Kill your kid, kill your wife. So it's wrong for you to tell them niggas not to do that shit in front of your house or take that shit up the block.
That's funny.
That shit ain't wrong. You know?
Yeah, brother just told me, and I thought about it too. Even an episode of The Wire that happened, there was a shootout between two drug crews, and the bullets went through a house and it killed, I think it was like a 10-year-old child getting ready for school. And the mother went to go, like the mothers went upstairs, like all right, it's over. She went upstairs and she was calling the name, and like she wasn't hearing that. She went in there, he was shot, and he died. The little child. I think it was the son. But either way, that happens all too often, man.
Especially in Jake neighborhoods.
Yeah, and that's Seymour. So you know it goes down there.
The house is low too.
Yeah.
The house is low.
Low house, yeah.
You know, Jake. You know they so anxious to try to get who they getting. Even that adrenaline rush, you shooting. You trying to bullets flying in all directions, and them windows and shit, they be right there, man.
Yeah.
Then them high-powered rifles, sometimes they be shooting. That shit go through the wall, it fly through your living room, go like clean straight through the house, man. Yep. Be done hit your kid and flew through the next room, man. Got stuck in the wall in the next room. You know, them different high-powered rifles. Depending on what caliber of guns they be, shooting at each other and whatnot, So it is your business if they out front of your house selling that shit, doing wickedness. Because if judgment comes from them, you know what I mean? Just because the scripture said it rains on the just and the unjust. I mean, the Lord said judgment on them, and you too close around them, That you could, you know what I mean, get caught up in that.
But it said not to be too unequally yoked with unbelievers, man. Because if you're around the environment, that whatever that environment consists of is going to be around you. I mean, that's why they say, like, yo, product of the environment, or like, not product of the environment, but like, yo, like, yeah, but like guilt by association. So like, if somebody you do a crime, and let's say like, yo, like they came to you afterwards, and like the cops follow him, they come to your house, they're gonna think you was involved. You know what I'm saying? Because guilt by association, and people have gone to prison for it.
Yeah,
that's why I say you know your company.
Dude went to the feds because he was in the company of this known drug dealer while the feds was investigating him.
Yeah.
So he didn't get as much time, but they just gave him 5 years for the hell of it. Just off the GP.
That's 5 years out your life.
Caught in a picture with them. That's why a lot of niggas that be in that street world, they don't like taking pictures. Because a lot of them pictures, the feds are used as
incriminating.
Oh yeah, you was with them, you taking pictures with them, you was part of, because they do with the RICO law and all that, they do like a sweep, and they wrap that conspiracy shit up in the game, and if you was near them, or taking pictures with them, or just like socializing with them on a friendly tip, and you got seen around them once or twice or whatever, they swoop you in that raid, you out of there.
Yeah. Hey, like in the new episode, the new Power, when they went to that nigga, the Spanish nigga, they was like, yo, could you like tone it down with the social media? They was like, yo, that's gonna bring attention to us. And when he tried to take a picture, he knocked the picture out of his hand. That's what the brother's saying, because those things, the cops look at that. Like, you don't need, like, now they don't gotta like send no, like, no undercovers to you. They just put it on social media. They put in the money they got. Like, he got this 15-year-old with stacks of money in his hand, a gun. Like, yo, how you get that? What are you doing? What is going on? And they know where you at, cause like, yo, and they so dumb. How people put the location they at. All you gotta do is be like, yo, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Smoke got killed.
Yeah.
He posted some shit like where we was at, and he like found where he was at, dusted his ass.
We gonna slide.
Yeah, they slid.
And they slid.
They slid. And now what? Now he's gone.
Got popped this smoke.
Yo, homie was young as hell too. He was like 20.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Vainglory.
Yeah.
I think he was a blood sacrifice. I don't know, man.
I mean, possibly, but you know, dealing on a low level of looking at it, you know, based off of what they said, people do shit, dumb shit like that.
And like he was in LA too, so it's not like it's in the cut area. And I think he was doing an Airbnb.
Yeah, he was.
So, like, you know what I mean?
That wasn't enough.
Nah. He from New York.
It was like a rental,
Yeah.
like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
He was renting it.
Oh, he was just there for just
Have a good time.
Right.
I think like the address like flashed in a video or some shit like that, and niggas found out where he was at.
And it was like, all right, easy come up. And that's why what this guy was saying, that's why you can't make nothing here. I don't know what kind of pop, I don't know how Pop Smoke lived his life before the rap, but irregardless, see, he was on, but what happened? He got smoked because of what? Like what? Like,
you bring in that energy. You bring that energy towards you. What you talking about? The scripture tells you that in the tongue is a strong member, man. And then the tongue you can speak life and death. So you speaking about you know, gang violence and death and all these things. Yeah, you can bring
Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
And that's the fruit. That fruit is death. You want to eat the death. You want to eat fruit.
You speaking about
dead.
that,
So that's going to come to you. That's why the Lord said, "No one perish. Whoever perishes being innocent." You know what I'm saying? Like we could, like it's messed up. Like, you know, like damn, like, you know, he got shot up or whatever. But at the end of the day, like for instance, Nipsey Hussle. Like Nipsey Hussle was a cool guy, right? That we know of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, remember the boy was a Rolling 60 Crip. He was trying to, you know what I mean, do different. You know what I'm saying? So that means you got opposing on both sides. You got Esau and Jacob trying to like take you out. You know what I'm saying? Because he was on some like trying to do what this guy was talking about, you know, the real estate and, you know, basically like ownership for the people to own their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? But where did that get him? They got him with a bullet. And that's what's going to get. And that's why they said what? This is the valley of the shadow of death.
Hey, because ultimately, even though he tried to do better on the carnal level, he never repented. You know what I mean? He
never
wasn't
came to the Lord,
You know,
yeah.
he never came to the Lord. So in the eyes of the Lord, it's like, all right, you talking about you trying to build a community, trying to be better, but like as you said, it's still abomination to the Most High. Because if it's not about the truth, then the Lord don't care about it. The Lord don't care. The Lord not gonna save you. No, I'm saving you because you wanted to build a better community. But did you repent? Did you believe in YAHAWASHI? That blood, the sacrifice of YAHAWASHI is the foundation, man. You can't have anything else. You can't get salvation. You can't get anything without YAHAWASHI and believing on him.
Because like the Lord looking at like, yo, didn't I tell your knucklehead ass there was no continuous city here? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's like, yo, what are y'all doing? And it's like Jake is going extra hard right now to be prosperous here. Saying all what's happening.
They trying to take advantage of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you got houses, you have the housing market, the rates are lower at all-time low. It's like 2.4%, you know, interest on houses. So Jake trying to, you know, get into that, trying to buy property and shit like that so that they could better themselves here. But like,
nobody buying the houses.
Huh? No, I'm saying because they're thinking if you buy a house now low, then like when the shit blows over, as they say, that 5 years from now the property gonna go up. So you buy a house right now for 300,000, in 5 years it'll be 600,000. But they're thinking still carnally in trying to establish a kingdom during this time, man. When now is the time for you to, when the Lord said what? Victuals will be so good cheap upon earth, they think themselves to be in a good case. Woo! But even then shall evils grow, man. Famine, pestilence, and death.
Yeah, word. The fact you saying 5 years from now is like, yo, the Lord like, what? Yo, that window, yo, cause like we hastening the day. So 5 years seems like it's impossible, even though it could happen. But 5 years from now, definitely ain't gonna be talking like trying to make it better. It might be on something like, yo, it might be, yo.
People walking around this bitch with chips in their hands.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing too. Are you gonna take the chip? Cause you know, people saying, oh, I ain't gonna take the chip or nothing. So why are you investing all this into this money and this system? Because once this devil gets this chip really orchestrated and pushed out, that's how you're gonna be able to continue your way of life.
That's how the rich man wasn't able to let go of his riches and follow YAHAWASHI. It wasn't that too much that he had great possessions, but it was about all the time that he put in and all the things that was passed down to him and the energy he put in to get those things. Now you letting it go, you know? The money, yeah, that's one thing, but that energy and the time, like, damn, it took me forever to build this. Like, people hold on to shitty ass cars, and this car costs you way more money keeping it than letting it go and buying something else. But you put so much into trying to hold it up together, you never let it go, and it just keeps draining your pocket.
And that's why YAHAWASHI said, all they that come to follow me must deny themselves, man. Let's pick up their cross and you know, deny themselves. And that's a very hard thing to do if you're not willing, if you don't believe really, ultimately, if you don't believe on the promise, man. If you don't believe on the recompense of the reward, then you're not really going to deny yourself for the duration of however long that is, man. Because we don't know how long it's going to be that we got to do this, but you got to really believe on the reward in order to do that, man.
Yeah, he said, this is Luke 17 and 22, right quick. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you shall not see it. You know? So, hey, look at the year 2000 with them jakes that fell out, the Y2K, all that, the split
2012.
2012 and all of that. So, hey, the Lord, I don't think this is a big test run for Esau. But, hey, what if Esau reneged, which is really the Lord's will, and have it a test run? See, we hasten the day, but we also you got to have it in your spirit. Like, look,
this ain't it right here.
I'm going to die in the truth from old age or from health or some shit, or the Lord is going to come back. You got to have that in your mentality. But if you're trying to put a date or a time on it, see, when you got high expectations and that day don't come, you got high disappointments, you know? So now a lot of people, they get disappointed in the Lord. Oh, the Lord ain't do this. And the Lord ain't do that. When this chip coming? Man, they bullshitting with this chip, and they jump the gun and they get restless and they give up and they lose their faith, man. So that's why it says, woe unto him that has lost patience. You just gotta hold on. You know, that's why you say, Lord willing. Hey, we be out of here, Lord willing. But in your mind, you like, man, I said Lord willing, but fuck that. It better happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake we still got that carnal side where you want to get your own will done. You know what I'm saying? You'll say, man, my stimulus check coming. Lord willing. The brother say, Lord willing. You like, yeah, Lord willing. But in your mind, you like, man, that shit better come. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to accept, when you say Lord willing, you're supposed to be willing to accept because you said the Lord's will. Whether it's something that appeases you or whether it's something that doesn't appeases you, you're supposed to accept both sides of the fence because it was the Lord's will. Because brothers say Lord's will a lot, but they still had deep in their mind in hopes of their will getting done. And if anything, you're supposed to be neutral on both sides. Like, look, if that doesn't happen, it wasn't meant for me to get the money. And if it does happen, the Lord willed it for me to get the money. And it's a wise saying. Just because things are falling apart doesn't mean they're not falling in place. So just because something is negative in your eyes, it was all actually in your benefit. That's why the scripture said, all things work together for the good to those who love the Lord, which are called according to his purpose. So when you say Lord willing, you got to be receptive and acceptive on both ends of the fence and not push your own will, even though you still say Lord's will.
Like it might, like you probably like, yo, it might not have been, it wasn't the Lord's will.
Because I see brothers bitch about when it's not the Lord's will. I'm like, dang, you just said it's the Lord's will. Now the shit ain't happen how you want. You bitching and complaining. But you were just saying Lord's will. It wasn't the Lord's will. You're supposed to be receptive towards that.
Because it could be either a yay or nay.
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful. Book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Close it out. It says, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise.
And patience brings forth what? Because you got to wait on something you don't know when it's going to happen. That's why you patient. Like when you patiently, you're trying to like, you feel like, let's say you're trying to get a job or something. You don't know, like they said they'll get in contact with you, but like, it's like, yo, whenever. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be patient until whenever. You know what I'm saying? You got to be patient until whenever the Lord comes back. Because the Lord could come back, Lord forbid, like the Lord could come back when you a certain age. And like, but like at the end of the day, we still know he's not going, it's his schedule, not ours.
And that's
you know
why they said, Yahawah said, blessed is that servant that when the Lord comes, he finds himself doing, man.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to say Lord, because the world, they say God forbid. Meaning like, the Lord, hopefully the Lord don't will that. You know what I'm saying? But you'd be like, oh, we could die tonight. Lord willing, but in the world they say God forbid, meaning let it be the Lord's will that don't happen. But how could we as mortal men tell the Lord, like, let that not be our will? You know?
You can pray for something, but at the end of it, you say, you know, what Yahawashi said, when he prayed about, 3 times about going on that cross, he said, but not my will, your will be done.
That will be done, yeah.
Because we can ask for things, but at the end of the day, he knows what's best for us.
Exactly.
Even though we don't understand the beginning of it. Like your father whooping your ass when you young, you don't understand it. You think he too hard, you think he rough. But as you age and get older and saw what all the shit he saved you from him being hard on you, you respect him and appreciate him a lot more.
So that's beautiful. The scripture says what? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it. Because in the kingdom, we're going to realize why we went through all this stuff. Like we know why now, but it's going to be brought into full fruition. Oh, so this is X, Y, and Z. Like this is why we had to go through this, because we know it now. But I say not even us, more so Israel going to know in general the fact of that we had to go through slavery. Because you have a lot of jakes now say, yo, why are we always at the bottom? Why this and that? Why we can't just come up? Why I had a man say, yo, why can't we get a community? He doesn't see the end of the thing, and that's why the Lord blessed us with the vision to see. Because we see it far off, we can see the end of it. Even though we're here right now, we can see the end of it, and that's why a lot of Jake don't have faith, because in order it takes vision to have faith, and you can't see exactly with your eyes, but you got to see it with your spiritual eye. But we see the end of this thing. That's why we endure it. You know.
Hey, just right quick, this This Proverbs 14 and 29. It says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but that he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Because when you lash out, you quick to anger and lash out, you show your car and a lot of things, you be like, oh, I ain't even had to be mad about that. Now you forced to apologize because you looked like a fool. But the top of that scripture, the first half says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. Because when you understand a lot of things, why would you even get mad about it? And I mean, the way, like, in the beginning of the truth, I used to lash out with women a lot. Chicks I deal with, their behavior, their nature, their ways, because I never really understood it. But as I got into the scriptures and the curses and how, you know, the society is, how Esau had duped them into this and that, I don't even snap or lash out as much as because the understanding is there. See, that's the beautiful thing about understanding. Once you understand something, why even like tweak or trip about it? That's why I said wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. And wisdom and knowledge gives you, when you apply them together, it gives you knowledge and understanding. Together, you're able to apply wisdom. So once you got understanding, you don't even trip. You know what I mean? You don't trip about because you totally understand the situation. So these different emotions of cool and anger don't get to come out and cause you to lash out.
Hey, like beautiful, another example, like YAHAWASHI. He knew what he was sitting on the earth to do. So like if you knew that you were sitting on the earth to go on that cross, if you had that understanding of what the purpose was, he didn't go around, you know, lashing out, complaining about being put on the cross. It said that even when he did his trial, he didn't even say a word, man. He knew what was it about. Yeah, Peter
he
did.
Cut dude arrow,
yeah, but he didn't understand it.
Because he lacked understanding.
Yep. Yeah. And that's what YAHAWASHI said. They told him, put up thy sword.
Right. Right, that's a good point. Because like, and now he was complaining about going to the cross. Yeah. That's why he came here. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't saying like, I got to go on this cross, not you. You know what I'm saying? But he did say that I am taking a burden that no man could take up. But that was just the truth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That
he
was
understood
just
it. Yeah.
Like
he wasn't going around saying, y'all gonna kill me. Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna fuck with me.
He said he knew who would betray him.
Yep. He still was there.
He had to pick Judas out to betray him before he even betrayed him.
Yep.
You know?
Hey man, I'm gonna finish this and close it. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 36. For ye have need of patience, that after that you have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe in the saving of the soul.
And that also goes to fallout. You know, because we are not of them that draw back. Because when you fall out, you know what I mean, that's drawn back, going back into the world. And that's a beautiful precept. I also use that on fallout.
God, you know? And that's also because you don't really believe in the promise, man. You don't believe in the promise and you don't have the patience. That's why Paul said you have need of patience. This whole thing is about patience. In order to be in the truth, you need patience. You need it, man.
And actual patience actually helps you in your day-to-day life, even if they're not actually involved in the truth, like involved in the truth straight up. But when stuff happens at the job or stuff happens at just the end of the day, this doesn't just involve in just reading the Bible. This is like your whole way of living, brother always say. This is not just about Saturday. This is about Monday through Monday or Saturday through Saturday, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is about your whole day, your whole way of life. Because the Lord didn't say just follow the scriptures every other moon, every other Sabbath. He said it's a generation and this will endure forever. So
hey, like them gangbanging niggas, they say what? This is a way of your life. Oh, yeah. Because you're trying to correct them. This ain't gangbanging, nigga. This is a way of life. Meaning like wearing your flag, doing this. This is a lifestyle. But YAHAWASHI said, I am the truth, the way, and the life.
And my way is true. My way is peace. Like,
you know, the way of life is the scripture.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be, the phylacteries and all of that, you know, it's just supposed to be second nature to us. And it will be, and when we get into the kingdom and he writes the laws in our inward parts. And people think that's hard to believe, but look at animals. Who teaches a dog to be a mother to give them the milk? It's already installed in them. when snakes come out, who teaches them like how to hunt? And you know, they come out and go their own, you know, their own separate way.
A lot of animals, beasts, they come out immediately already knowing how to walk.
Right, nobody teach them how to do that. It's already installed in them. So how is it it's so far-fetched to believe that the Lord is going to install the law, statutes, and commandments in us, and we just going to come out programmed and able to do that? That's not hard to believe.
Hey, certain things like even breastfeeding. Nobody teaches a baby how to breastfeed. It already you are going on the nipple. It knows just to automatically to suck to get the nutrients. So that's a nature that's already innate in them. So like how you were saying, the law, statute, commandments being in Israel is that's going to be something that's innate. Israel is going to be born with that. That's why the scripture says in the kingdom, when he write the laws, you should no more teach his neighbor to know the Lord. All should know me from small to greatest. So you're not going to have the meat of a prophet in the kingdom. We're not going to be out here prophesying, you know, hey, show Israel their transgression. No, you're just going to know that, man.
It is finished.
That's why you're going to be a nation of kings and priests, because everybody's going to know it. So everybody's going to be a priest. Everybody's going to be a king.
So that example of the nature of the animal kingdom, like the big cats, like cheetahs, lions, and so on and so forth. When the cubs are cubs, that the mother doesn't take them to hunt. They just get big enough and they showing up to hunt on their own. So like it's not like, yo, Mom, I'm gonna come with you so I can see how you do it. Nah, it just in them to hunt. It's like in their nature. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to hunt just when they get the strength to them. But like they be small and shit. So like when they get upside, then they can just go out and do their own thing. And that's just naturally programmed.
When the king try to give a little Israelite baby pork, he won't eat it. You know? When at first we probably trip out over shit like that. Like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Remember, and that's the beautiful thing about being drafted. We able to get the compared things from this side. Even though we got our new bodies, we still got our remembrance. You know what I mean? So, and we could, we could be 1,000 years in. Hey, remember that wicked nigga Jay-Z, that big lip nigga? Yeah. But a person that's reborn, he probably can't reflect on certain things that we able to being straight up drafted over from this side to that side.
You want to say something? Hey, you know, so yeah, we close it out with that, man. Hey, Lord willing, it's edifying unto the elect. You know, until next time, giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Makakadash.
Shalom to the hopeful elect, man. House of David. Shalom.
Presented by Coca-Cola with